60 seconds.
What the fuck? Oh, dang it. You made me say the F word in the first 10 seconds.
Spoiler alert, Scott's not here for his own show.
I'm going to have to mute Jacob. There we go.
We got the guy with the baseball cap. We got the woman. And then there's another guy who's here. I think he's dad or something. I don't know.
I assume I'm another guy who's here.
Well, there's Matt. He's the cop in the background.
So, for those that don't know, Scott got COVID for the 10th time. Dang it, Jacob.
Should have gotten that 12th booster.
I think he did it on purpose. Wasn't my fault we were late.
Reigning is the Mad King, comes with no ease. Burden of greatness is hard on these knees.
Yeah, this is one of my 5 theme songs. That's why
I only had 2. You're up to 5 now?
What? Yeah, man. I got a few. And a new one's being written now. Yep, that's
I'm going to pretend I'm behind the trash can.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to pretend I'm in the trash can.
Why do you don't want to share that? He has COVID.
I got it once, and I have never had it since. So
I don't think I've ever had it. I have no idea.
I've had it once. It was bad for like 48 hours, and then it passed.
Yep,
Wait, we probably shouldn't. I don't know. I'm still doing it as a jingle. We should. We may not want to open this up with that kind of topic.
Yeah,
anyway,
because YouTube has a new list of rules of stuff that we can't talk about. People want to get paid. So there you go, Google.
I think you mean Connie, who works at. Why am I still doing the jingle thing? All right. Yeah. Welcome to the Saturday dump. Scott called in sick, so I'm running the show.
And that's okay, because the best Scott stream is the stream without Scott.
I'm not for me, because I'm the one that has to host. I hate doing this.
See, you got to teach me how, dude, and I'll do it.
Well, here, you host. No, it doesn't matter, because I still have to click on everything.
Exactly.
We'll do it
So you get a strong arm Scott to bring me on board, and I'll do that part as long as you show up.
You can take my spot.
Works for me, but you got to show up.
I will when I am capable. Anyway, yeah, welcome to the Saturday dump, everybody. We have Bad Take Bojan. Did you see the trailer for your Loki?
Yes, I did. I'm so excited. I actually even tweeted that the King of the God of Mischief is back, baby. Please, please, please. Because if it's bad, it'll break my heart. So.
Well, I'll tell you my impression of it. I don't remember a single thing from it, except for the dude that was in Tacoma FD. He isn't in the new season because he's overworking on Loki. But so thanks. Disney ruins yet again something else that we love.
Oh, come on. Short Round is in it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he wasn't he? All right. Jacob's here as well.
Hey.
With new entries for his list of demon worshipping stars.
Yeah, it's just art, bro. After the 1500th time that this has happened, it's just art. Don't look further into it.
The girlfriend told me not to bring this up, so I'm going to do it immediately. I outside of the visuals or whatever, actually the song wasn't that bad. It was kind of
Well, that's usually how they cool the stupid people. It's like, oh yeah, but the beat slaps, so you just like, it slaps all the way to the Lake of Sulphur. So, go
hey
ahead.
Zax, if you're free, we'll drop you a link. I see. I don't know, just based on that clip, I can't really tell if she actually has talent. I mean, it wasn't bad though.
None of them really have talent anymore. They're basically just prostitutes for a bigger agenda. Grand scheme of things.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to apologize for Scott for all the topics I have brought up in the first 5 minutes.
We can't talk about that either?
I don't know what we can or cannot. That's why I stick to just talking about race.
Mm-hmm. You know what we can talk about? We can talk about the weird black cube on Saturn that they worship as the devil.
Oh my God. Here
Oh
we go.
yeah, or that giant rock that 2 billion people worship over there and called Mecca. You know, don't look any further into the
Whoa.
deep end thing in that. Man.
Let's. Oh boy, the Saturn thing. I think that was fine, but
Yeah. Notice there's a lot of references to black rocks in our society, especially a giant corporation that owns like 18% of everything.
I mean,
But don't look into it. It's just art, bro.
And they're all giant cubes for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Slender, how are you doing?
I'm great.
You know what else? That's a black cube Freemasonry. Isn't that weird?
Man, if all of them were ice, this wouldn't be a problem. Get it? Ice Cube.
Oh boy.
Ah.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I guess the rest of us were having a good day too. We didn't have to use our AK. What were
I
the
mean, for the
topics?
most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
I like how Scott asked us for topics and then didn't use any of them that it gave him on
Oh,
the thing,
well,
so.
because all yours are basically everything we just said.
I mean, not yet. I mean, I guess we could start off with the Jamie Foxx having to apologize for something that he didn't even actually say because
Yeah,
certain people felt guilty about killing their Messiah.
Tina, can you share that
Sure. Give me
that
just
screen?
A sec.
Yeah.
Give me just a sec.
That way I can make sure I can still see the chat and highlighted stuff. So, well, she gets that ready. Let's quickly move on. Awesome One is here. What's up, buddy? He's not even here, so that's cool. SFX F31 Saber 2 Raptor. How are you doing? Workshop that name just a little bit more. And speaking of the gospel,
Greetings, friends.
what's up, dude?
Oh,
All
Bro,
right.
I loved that movie.
Did you? I'm glad you did, man. I'm glad you did. Like I said, a lot of people are gonna miss this one, man. It's going
Yep.
under the radar, but I'm telling you, one of the best movies of the year.
Absolutely. So for those that don't know, which would be everyone except for these few people here that were in the DM group, They Clone Tyrone is on Netflix. It stars John Boyega, Jamie Foxx, and Kiefer Sutherland, and it is phenomenal. It is so good.
Absolutely. And the girl from the Marvels, Tiana Paris.
That was
Who is,
her?
Yes,
No clue, bro.
Yep.
I thought she was great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no spoilers. We're not gonna spoil anything, but I mean, aesthetically, it had that almost 70s style. With I even saw the cigarette burn on the film or whatever pop up a couple times in the corner,
right.
but it still maintained a unique vision. Right? You didn't really know what time period it was for a little bit until they said something. Until they talked about Bitcoin or whatever, and then I'm like, oh, okay, this is modern. Because I mean, you got all these coupes with the 20s, 22s, white walls, and he has a flip phone, which is probably just a burner. And all the
Yeah.
music though has like a real smooth, you know what I mean? Curtis Mayfield, Zapp and Rock kind of
It's
feel to
very
it.
deceptive. It is very
Yes.
deceptive.
In a
It'll
good
creep
way.
up on you. Yeah, but a lot of people, like when you first start watching it, for maybe the first 10, maybe even 15 minutes, you'll be like, Wait, what is this? Where are they going with this? You think you know what it is, but then very slowly but surely you start to realize it's totally something else.
Absolutely.
You know?
I mean,
And you can only respect that.
yeah. It never tells you where it takes place, but it felt, I guess they did this so it could feel like it was anywhere, but it felt third coast to me with the grills and the cars. It felt very, early 2000, late 90s era of Louisiana, Texas with No Limit and all that, but way less
Sure,
aggressive
I
than
can see
that.
that.
But yeah, because the style of it, I found it just great. And the directing was great. The pacing was great. Does he pronounce it Jewel?
I've never
director?
heard him say it. I don't know.
I haven't
Never
either.
heard it spoken.
When we saw that it was that was the name, I was like, no way, this was directed by a woman.
Is it supposed to be like a fancy spelling of jewel?
I think so because Jewel for a guy is Jule, so it would make sense that Jewel would be kind of Juel. I mean, I guess because
Well, I looked
people
him
like
up.
to be unique.
I looked him up, and this was the first movie he's ever directed. He also wrote it. This is from the writer of Space Jam 2, and that blew my mind.
I had no idea.
No wonder They're not. They're not trying to promote this thing, and
Dude,
it has
if you
such
want
little
people
faith.
to watch this, you should probably stop telling them that part.
I listen.
Yeah.
I think it will have you appreciate it even more.
Yeah, but it's like people who remember how bad Space Jam 2 was, you're not enticing them to want to go see this.
Yeah,
movie.
it's like you got to get me in front of the screen before you tell me that.
God,
Yeah, it's like there's a reason why Ben Affleck doesn't remind people that he was involved with Geely. Like there's a reason.
what was wrong with that one? Let me guess. You had a problem with Jersey Girl too?
Yes.
I think everyone had a problem with Jersey Girl.
I actually thought it was kind of sweet.
Of course you did.
Missed it.
So
And,
Space
like,
Jam
don't get me
2
wrong,
better or
Matt.
worse? Oh, sorry.
No, don't worry about it. But don't get me wrong, Matt. I respect your opinion on movies.
Mhm.
But then you tell me Space Jam 2, I go look it up on IMDb, and They Clone Tyrone is only getting 6.7 out of 10 right now. Like, I'm not sold.
I mean, how many people have watched it though? That's an important thing. And I don't even want to tell you the Rotten Tomatoes because then
18,000.
that's not that many, bro. But again, I don't want. It has like a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I know because I do the same thing. As soon as I see something that high, I'm like, I'm out. But give it a shot. You know what I mean? Just give it a chance.
Look, Dr.
would
Anonymous
never lie to
colleague
you.
liked it. Shout out to Dr. Anonymous colleague. He says that movie was so good. Thank you for the recommendation, Mark with a C.
Yeah.
Listen,
she's
man,
so
if
cool.
I'm telling you the movie was on point, you can take that to the bank. I am very hard on movies to the point where people just call me a hater because I'm critical so much. But I got to give credit where it's due. It's like, I'm not saying this was a classic or anything, but like Matt is saying, when you just break down the way it was put together, you know, the technical side of it, the storytelling, the pacing and things, you got to respect it. It's worth a look. That's all I tell you.
I never noticed when if it ever had any of those Michael Bay quick cuts, you know, where you have 37 cuts for every 10 seconds. It felt the camera never shook. It felt so good. Oh man. But anyway, yeah, by the way, that Dr. Anonymous person may be somehow connected to me. So that's less of another opinion and I guess an opinion adjacent of mine because she was next to me when I watched it. But let's see here.
Oh.
I think you're the only person that's everybody in the chat knows that too. You're the last person to know.
I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
know.
the girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's fine. She should be working. Because she has a deadline. Anyway,
Well, before we get into the first topic here of the night, I want to ask you just a real quick question to derail things even further. Who do you have, Nate Diaz or Jake Paul?
I haven't seen the little bit I've heard is that Nate doesn't look like he's in the best shape, and
It looks like he's just there to cash a check. Let's just be very, very honest.
just like Woodley and just like Askren. Yeah, I think this is them, you know, making up for all the money that they could have earned through the UFC but didn't, and this is their big payday to set up so they can retire nicely.
I mean, I have to give Jake Paul a little credit because what he lacks in experience, he makes up for in putting the work in. And that can close the gap quite significantly.
Even though as many years as he's been doing this now and as much training as he put in, he still looks far inferior to even run-of-the-mill mid fighters, you know? He doesn't look crisp. He doesn't look natural.
But you look at the weigh-in between Jake Paul and Nate Diaz, and like Jake Paul looks like the more physically imposing individual.
Well, absolutely, and there's a reason why he's doing this with UFC, with MMA guys who are not specifically, you know, boxing only. You know what I mean? That makes a huge difference in this as well.
It's a totally different kind of fight.
Yeah, I think that they are very careful with who he fights, when and everything because he is their payday. So they're not going to put him in, you know, like what boxing has been doing for years with their fighters. That's how you get a, you know, 72-0.
When those Goldberg runs.
Yeah. But actually, I was about to say but real, but I was like, actually, no, it's not that much more real.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, Jake Paul. Did he fight CM Punk once? I don't think so. Anyway, but All right, let's go into this one. But when's the fight?
Before we do one more
tonight.
thing to open up, I just want to say rest in peace to Pee Wee. We lost Pee Wee this week.
Yeah.
You know, so
that
we
was
got to acknowledge
sad.
that Pee Wee was a cultural phenomenon.
I mean, he was amazing, and honestly, considering what destroyed his whole career, like
Oh no, what
that's
happened?
like nothing nowadays.
Right?
Well, you know
Well,
what?
it
He
was
did
a
it
little
where
bit
he was
more than that,
supposed
but
to. He did it where he was supposed to. It's not like he was,
Are they supposed to
taking
do
care
it
of
there?
things in public.
Well, you're not supposed to do that there, but in all
Yeah, but
honesty,
in comparison,
I have to imagine half the audience was probably doing the same dang thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you were there and you weren't doing it, it had to be a weird experience. Like, what's everyone? Why are y'all all doing this? Do you not see us here? But we had rewatched Buffy, the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I hadn't seen it since it came out, and I forgot he was in it. He was the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
Legit. Without him, that movie would have been garbage.
Wasn't Jason Priestley in that movie?
Luke Perry, wasn't it? Bless you.
Luke Perry, that's the
It
one
was
I
Luke
forgot.
Perry.
And then
Rest in peace to him. Jeez.
etc., etc.
Dude, when I was a kid, Pee-wee's Big Adventure was the first movie to give me nightmares.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I wasn't a fan
Because-
of it.
When he was riding in with the truck driver lady, and like they did the claymation face with her, and I was just like, I saw that and it terrified me. I don't know why.
But yeah. Oh, Luke Perry, by the way. 8 Seconds is a very underrated movie. If you haven't seen 8 Seconds, check it out. It's a true story of the bull rider, Lane Frost. Lane Frost. Yep, and his buddy. And Stephen Baldwin is in it as well. The Biodome one. Anyway, we'll be going on to this. It's TMZ, Jamie Foxx apologizes for anti-Jewish remarks. Cites betrayal from fake friend.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this is the funniest story of the entire day for me, because he was forced to apologize for something that had absolutely no context with the Jews whatsoever, outside of one little inkling of guilt that a certain group of people have for possibly killing their own Messiah. If you actually go back to the original first post that started this whole thing, he, like I said, the context of the post was talking about fake friends, but because in that post he said that, well, they killed Jesus, so what do you think they're going to do to you, right? It's like, well, who you mean by they? It's like, well, who do you mean by they? Because he wasn't inferring that.
Right, yeah. It's the religious zealots and the politicians that will bend the knee to them and what they want. I mean, that's what it is, you know.
This is the equivalent of like when your mom walks into the kitchen and she asks where the cookies go, and you answer, "I need them." It's like, well, that's not what I asked. It's like I just went where they went.
Yourself, right?
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Look, this is what happens, man. You clone someone, you know, when they are in the hospital, and no, they made a complete, and then they run wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston, nobody was even thinking of any context of Jewish people till Jennifer Aniston put a post out on her social media. It was like, I condemn anti-Semitism in all forms. It was like that.
Wait,
no
what?
one even mentioned that, like, at all.
Man, people that get offended on other people's behalf, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
What do you expect of
So-
Rachel Green?
How close
I don't
do
think
we wanna
anybody
hit the
who read
line
that
on
initial
this one?
statement, or his post took it that way. Usually,
But
if you're a
here's the
truth
thing.
teller in this world, sooner or later you're going to make the comparison between telling the truth and being persecuted. I know I've said that a million times. You know, if you tell the truth, they're probably going to kill you, whether you're Martin Luther King, whether you're Jesus, whether you're the Kennedy, anybody. You know what I mean? So
Well,
for
and I
them
mean,
to
here's
just
the thing.
say it's
in
about
the Bible, we've all read it. Like, even people who haven't read it are pretty familiar with it. It is the Jews that condemn Jesus. So,
But it's important to differentiate because he himself
nobody
was
reads the
Jewish.
Bible.
But it
Well,
was,
that's the other
I
part
did.
of it too. It's like, you know, it's like
it was the religious zealots. It was the ones that were threatened that their power and their position of influence
it's
would be
just like,
taken.
not all Jews, not all LGBTQ, not all, straight white
Yeah.
males, not all cisgenders. Like, yes, you but
Right.
the people who specifically called for it, when Pontius Pilate was like, "We will give you Barabbas," they're like, "Nope."
Well, there's a
Mel
little
Gibson
bit to
on the
that
panel,
because
ladies and gentlemen.
that was never
Every
that's not
single
a
time.
tradition. That wasn't a tradition.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
That was a made up thing. Anyway,
And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. And I don't blame them for the sins of their great grandfathers. But
Well, when
I
I worked, now this isn't, I have one black friend, so I can say this type of story. But when I worked
Mark?
at the Jewish Federation, all my coworkers told me that the Jews consider Jesus as a prophet for the Christians. They don't believe he's the son of God, but they also don't think
Correct.
he's this
Oh, so
evil
they're
person that
basically on the
needs to be
same
murdered.
side of Islam.
Yeah.
they do not believe him to be the Messiah. They believe he was a powerful prophet.
Exactly.
Just like Islam.
as so was Muhammad.
Are you starting to see how the seeds of one world government is going to run in the final days?
Wow,
Anyone?
that was a leap, bro. What?
I'm just saying that the seeds are there. Just pay attention. But look,
The only thing about it is that in Islam, Jesus is considered a most high prophet. He isn't considered the son of God,
Right.
but he is considered a Messiah. He's considered a most high messenger that is not to be disrespected or anything like that. So
Correct.
I think that would be the difference between Islam and some forms of Judaism. You know, it's like you don't mess around. You know how it is in Islam. If you draw a picture of Muhammad or try to do that with Allah or God, you know, the way it's called, then they're going to wage war on you. It's the same thing with Jesus. You don't do that. You know what I mean? So it's not exactly the same. You know, I spent a lot of time in the masjid when I was growing up in New York. So I know how that works.
well, I'll just say this real quick little advertisement here. I do a show every Monday night called The Bible Lens, and we talk about a lot of controversial topics regarding this exact thing. And I want to get into it more further, but I understand I'm on Scott's channel, but there's a lot that we'll unpack here.
Oh,
for the
dude,
next
if
several
you ever do a stream on the pseudonymous writings of Paul, man, I'm there, dude. I've read a lot of Aaron Earnhardt. I can't ever pronounce his last name. It's fine. I've only seen it in the print, but yeah, man, I'd be interested to talk about that.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and Zax is asking a very, very important question. Zax is asking, why
There we
is
go.
Mark the only person on camera and you got him on the bottom? Zax, you know exactly why that is. You know why it is.
What,
Mhm.
man? I guess
I
what's
mean,
that?
You know what it's
we all
about.
know it's
You
mad.
what
They
it-
didn't want to
you
say it, but
know
we all
what
know
it's
it's
about.
true.
It's
After I
what it's always
yeah,
about.
we all do. You were the last one here. Everybody else was on time or early.
What are you trying to say?
That's true.
I
Now
didn't
I'm on
say
the
anything
bottom,
about
and I was
black
the
people
first
time.
one here.
You know what you're trying to say. This is going in a bad direction.
Oppressing
Dude.
the females.
So Carrie Smith did an interview with me last week. It premiered yesterday.
Did she?
And-
Carrie Smith is an important person. How do you know
Yeah,
her?
ever heard of her?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, we hit it off. It was great. It was a fantastic conversation I had with her. But when it premiered, I don't know if it was a fed in the chat, but there was a couple people that were trying to bait me. I guess they thought it was live, trying to bait me into saying some racist shit when I talked about being a cop. And
Black boys.
right, he said, it's 20 minutes. We still haven't talked about changing the batteries in the fire alarm. I'm like, what does that mean? I've never heard that. Have y'all ever heard this?
What is that?
He said we haven't. It's 20 minutes and no one's talked about changing the batteries in the fire alarm. And that was code for why aren't we talking about black people and how bad they are? Yes.
No, I understood that reference, as Captain America once said. I'll just leave it at that.
What? No, can you fill me in here? I don't know what it means.
Oh, the whole thing about black people and fire alarms?
No, fire alarms, yeah, and the batteries.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
listen,
this
I
is-
just
this
know
is part
that
of history here
uh,
that I just missed, or what?
No, apparently just black people are very bad at not changing their fire alarms. You always hear them beeping in the background.
Man,
and
that's
it annoys the
women.
crap out of people.
yeah, if
That's-
you watch
I don't eat
certain,
because
if you watch
once they
certain
start
people's
doing
YouTube
that-
videos, sometimes you can
I
hear
just pull the battery
in the
and-
background.
and then it stops
Yeah.
beeping.
Oh.
You just pull the battery and you never put a new one in. And it
More
will
often than
never
not,
do that
it's
again.
chicks because
Well,
they
well,
can't hear in 4K like we can.
Well, in Illinois, as of January, you
Hey, Jen.
will have to have all fire alarms will have to be operated by these lifetime batteries that supposedly last for 5 years, and they're integrated into the fire alarm, so you can't take them out. So they've guaranteed you have to replace your fire alarm every or your
Wait,
fire
you
detector
said it
every
was a
5 years.
lifetime battery that lasts for 5 years?
Right. Yeah. Well,
So we
lifetime,
only
and it's
got
only
5 years to
guaranteed
live.
for 5 years.
Yeah,
So
that's not a lifetime battery.
I understand.
Yeah.
I
And
understand.
Unless
speaking
they
of
know something we don't.
I mean, if you want to get into even deeper conspiracy theories, the reason why everything's going to electric rather than gas because it's a lot easier to control things that are electric than
boy.
gas.
Here we go.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what I'm saying. I bet
Speaking
they're
of
putting little
Your
cameras
electric
in
is still generated by gas, though.
speaking of
Well,
the
it's
one
like coal
world,
technically, but yeah.
speaking of the new world order, bruh sends in $5 to say bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh. Bruh.
Bruh.
Thank you for
Bruh.
allowing me to get out of that conversation where it was going.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. Anyway,
You know what happened? We're just too real for this podcast.
Hey
We gotta,
Chad,
like, dial
if it was
ourselves back
my
to, like,
channel,
6.
I wouldn't give a shit.
I
You know?
jump in and I start hearing about the fire alarms. This isn't about your Carrie Smith interview again, is it?
Oh,
Yes,
it's good.
it is.
I'm glad
As
you
a
brought
matter
that
of
up.
fact.
It was really, it was great, man. I had a good time. Chat took it pretty well. I can get a little
Dad,
heretical
like
in my
you-
views.
I don't watch things that I'm not in, so
You
you'll
son
have
of
to
a
tell me
bitch.
how the interview went.
You asshole.
Oh man. So guys, do you think that Jamie Foxx taking a knee here is going to help him or hurt him? Or do you-
It never helps. It never helps.
It's gonna hurt him with the perception that he has with his fans, but it's gonna help him with the industry that he's in, which is controlled by the people who assume that he was talking about them in the first place. Because all he could have just came out and said is like, "Hey guys, I wasn't talking about the Jews. Don't try to twist my words." But apparently,
Right.
somebody got into his ear behind the scenes saying, "You better apologize for this. How dare you?"
Well, at least people know he's alive now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's
Is
So
he
yeah, like I
alive?
said, Jamie Foxx just realized who he can't talk about, even if
That's-
he's not
yeah.
directly talking about him.
I mean, it could be like, what is it? That NASCAR driver just got like permanently kicked out of of driving for liking a meme.
Oh yeah, NASCAR's been a dumpster fire for years though. So I mean, it's no big.
I mean, it was a pretty. I mean, I don't think if I was a professional athlete, I would hit the like button on that meme, but it's still an overly.
What was the meme?
It was a picture of a crab with George Floyd's face on it, and it was
Oh, my.
under the knee was like the lyric on the meme. So
Wait, who was this?
It'll
But it's
always
like-
be too soon for that type of joke because they practically have nominated George Floyd for sainthood at this point. You know
I
what
mean, they put up
So a
statues.
lot of people.
I mean, he's basically
Yeah.
become like the modern day false idol for a lot of these people. So it's like, yeah, you can't say anything about Saint George.
Don't you ever say anything.
Mm.
He is so much more valuable dead than he was alive, and that's
No,
the sad part.
they're
about
putting
it.
up more statues of him than Jesus.
Yeah. By the way, he's not the only one that is at that certain people far left hold to that degree to where they're more important dead than alive.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
But
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
but so here's what this is literally the post that got him in trouble. Now read this and honestly ask yourselves: did you honestly think the first time you read this that this was in any way, shape, or form mentioning the Jews?
I legit thought he was referring to the government and how he almost died.
And
From
I thought it was
something that-
fake
How I took it
friends,
too,
'cause
Matt.
it literally
Yeah.
said fake friends.
I took it as, well, I mean, this is how they treated Jesus. So how are they going to treat you? Just a normie person. And then he, like I said, he's talking about someone who probably betrayed him behind the scenes. But like I said, next thing you know, Jennifer Aniston is throwing her 2 cents in saying that, oh, I condemn anti-Semitism. This is not right. And then the next thing you know, he has to apologize for attacking the Jews, even though in no way, shape, or form was this any context pointed towards them. Outside of, you can, if you really want to angle your way to a fence here, it's like, well, who killed Jesus? I mean,
Well, tinfoil hat. Do you think that? And I'm just throwing this out there. You could say that they immediately did that to make it to label it anti-Semitism, so people didn't start thinking it was about like taking the vax after all the injuries he just had and all that other stuff. So like we can immediately move the shiny object over to that.
I'll say this.
Yes.
she talks as though we haven't seen Leprechaun when she had her original nose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what would really help in
Just trying to get
every
us
one
away
of
from
these
that.
situations is if instead of telling someone you need to apologize, you ask them, "What did you mean by that?"
Oh no,
But
no.
no, see, now you come to
That's
the thing
just
of
silly.
they
Yeah, I know,
don't
right?
they do not
What-
care
the
about
next
context.
statement out of your mouth is going to be, "What do you mean, you people?" Like,
No.
Mhm.
She no, listen, they don't care about context. All they care about is the impact, how it's received rather than
who's
how
they,
it was
Matt?
said.
Who's they?
Dude,
Anyone on the
all
far
I'm
left, what are you
saying
talking
is,
You know
as,
them.
as a happily married
Those
man,
you
sometimes
people.
my wife has said shit I just do not understand, and I go, "Could you clarify that a little?"
I mean,
Like,
yesterday you
that
were
is not
making
how-
her you were making her get you a sandwich. So
Oh,
and
But
she
you know what
gave me
that's
a
called?
sandwich. I was shocked.
That's called communication, and we
Okay.
don't encourage communication anymore.
I don't know if
Just
you want to go there, Mark.
outrage.
The communication was looking at his wife and going, "Bring me a sandwich."
Listen, by the way, the way the video starts, that I'm editing it now, it starts with Slender saying, "We're live now." Shut up, Bride of Slender. And we were like, "What?" And then had her sitting on the floor. And
I
so
did not. She chose to sit on the floor. I went and got her a chair.
Slender's over here. She chose to sit on the blanket I put on the floor. And
anyway, yeah, I'm excited to get that one edited and done. We watched Fateful Findings, one of the first movies of Neil Breen, the cinematic master. Getting ready to go see the screening of his new movie, Crossing Cade. Cade Crossing? I really should
Mad
know.
was personally invited to go to that through an email list,
Yep.
letting him know the movie was playing. So-
Well, I mean, Neil Breen and I, we follow each other on Twitter. You know what I mean? Kindred spirits and create, and being creatively, Actually, god dang it, that's more true than what I would like it to be.
Have any of you guys ever
Mhm.
watched a Neil Breen movie? It was my first experience doing that yesterday, and it was crazy. So
It was bad.
yeah.
It's weird how you guys always mix up bad and good.
I mean,
The
if
hell?
that's what you need to hear, yeah, okay.
Well, look, just give Mark a taste of it.
Who said this horrifically anti-Semitic? What? That would this
Now,
mess-
it's horrifically.
Well, this was really sad
Anti-Semitic?
because Jennifer Aniston liked the original post.
So you think somebody got into her ear
Can we
too?
see
It's
the
like, you
original
better condemn
post?
this as well.
We did see the original post.
Yeah,
That-
you were here.
Yeah,
was the-
go
the
back
one
on
where-
that's literally the
The one
original
about
post we're talking
Jesus and his
Yeah.
friends. Yeah,
Right,
that was
you're right.
it.
And
That
she
was all
liked
it
the
was.
original post. So this is crazy how she's like trying to apologize for liking
Then
the
what are we
post.
Wait,
Well,
somebody
that
apologized?
changes things because if she liked the original post, that means somebody got into her ear too and forced her to
Exactly.
condemn.
What
it,
is
so.
her explanation makes
hold
no
on.
sense. I did not like this post on purpose or by accident.
I got hacked.
Like, what are the options left?
They hacked my account and they found the most
Dude.
anti-Semitic post they could and liked it.
Dude, well, we all know what's going on here. She liked the post because she understood the original context of what he was saying in the
Yes.
first place. Somebody got into her ear because apparently they took it the completely opposite direction, and now everyone has to apologize because somebody who we can't name got
Oh,
offended behind.
listen.
Somebody went to Jennifer Aniston and was like, "Hey, you remember Gina Carano? That's a nice career you got here. Shame if something happened to it."
But
Yeah.
she's
But
trying to
this is
say
the
she
problem.
didn't like it on purpose or by what the hell does that even mean? Was it like immaculate conception?
That's,
It just
that's the
happened
didn't
perfect
out of
PR
nowhere?
statement because it leaves there's what is option C.
Yeah, and it
I
makes it
didn't
look
do
like
on
she's
purpose.
sincere.
I
Um,
didn't do it on accident.
Here's the thing: all of these Hollywood celebrities are controlled puppets, and they're giant kiss asses because they all want to remain in the club. And if you want to remain in the club, then you do what the club tells you to do. That's what it all comes down to.
I didn't have this
Scary.
context when I first saw it, and we started talking about Jennifer Aniston. I thought she just came out the blue and be like, "How dare you, Jamie Foxx?" That's anti. I didn't know it was because she liked it, and somebody called her out on it. Man, what an Okay.
That's the
It's like-
scary place that
it's
we're
like-
in today. You can't even like stuff.
It's like
these days
Jennifer,
without
do you
having
want to
to
be in
explain
that
yourself.
if you want to be in that next Netflix Adam Sandler movie, you better get on that and put out a statement.
If not, you'll be over there with that Ben Shapiro on Daily
It's like-
Wire.
I mean, there's got to be something dark going on in Hollywood because you would think that all these people we're talking about, Jennifer Aniston, Jamie Foxx, they all have made more than enough money to say, you know what, I don't need this anymore. Screw all you guys, I'm out. But they still play the game. And
You know, it's
Let
all
this be
these
a lesson
actors
to
are on.
everybody out there who might be, envying these celebrities and stuff like that. You have the
Mhm.
ability to think, and it behooves you to use it, okay? Because these people clearly cannot. They can't think as individuals anymore. They lost that right when they signed on the dotted lines. That makes us more powerful than them.
Every time that an incident like this happens, I kind of come back to when Dave Chappelle did his interviews when he, about why he left Chappelle's show and what they were trying to do. Where he's like, oh, when he explained like, oh, everyone was like, how did you leave like $100 million contract? And he's like, because they wanted to own you. They wanted to own everything about you down to your soul, and I wasn't about
Dude,
that.
if they can't control you by issuing orders, they will control you with drugs. If they can't control you with drugs, they will control you with propaganda. If they can't control you with propaganda, they'll destroy
control
you.
you with hair products.
don't forget
or
sex too. They use that as well.
fried
Hey,
chicken.
listen,
or-
Matt. Listen. Yes. And that's the reason why, remember, Dave Chappelle also gave the example of Martin Lawrence. Remember, he said, why was he running naked on the highway screaming,
Yeah.
they're trying to kill me? There's some serious evil demonic shit going on in Hollywood, man. And a lot of people, it's like the band played on. We just keep on clapping. But these people look terrified half the time.
Yeah, everyone keeps turning a blind eye to it. We were literally just talking about that new, what was it, Doja Cat video that just came out right before we went
I saw
live.
that. I
And
just
yeah,
saw that.
they're telling you right to your face exactly who they follow, and people just like look at it and be like, "Oh, that's nice art."
Everybody wants to be controversial. They
Yeah,
say. This is
the
more than that.
the idea years ago was that the greatest trick that the devil played is making you believe he doesn't exist. It's like he's right in your face now. You just refuse to believe he's there.
I don't know if you can use that quote anymore because Kevin Spacey said it and he got canceled. So,
well, he got uncanceled, right? He was found out guilty.
oh, he's never.
But he hasn't
not
been
guilty.
uncanceled yet,
Yeah.
though.
Well, I mean, it's easy to be found not guilty when all your witnesses die before trial. So
Allegedly.
no, they're actually dead. They're not like allegedly dead.
Well, I think part of the trial he did go through seemed to
didn't see
be a
no
fairly solid shakedown attempt for the people who actually they were doing. I don't know. I mean, Kevin Spacey had a lot of other things that he allegedly did that weren't what he was on trial for. He doesn't seem like a nice person. Plus, he was a terrible Lex Luthor. So
So this sucks. I would like for them to wait and see what comes of it, unlike what they did with other people that this has happened to. What's his name? Amber Heard took a shit in his bed. Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp,
Yeah. Maybe that taught them a lesson to not. Oh, they were accused of this. We got to cut everybody. But I don't know how involved she still is with Disney, other than she did a cameo in that one. I think.
I
waiting
mean,
to see what they do
clearly,
with Major.
clearly, Dave
is-
Filoni was going to use that character throughout all of his shows. It was going to
Okay,
be
he may have.
connective.
Yeah, but
I created the Lizzo character. It's going to be in every show now because that's how Filoni works.
I think the comparison to Wait For would be with Major. What's his name? The big
Jonathan
bad in-
Majors.
Jonathan Majors. Yeah. See how he was in the trailer, by the way, for Loki too.
Well, they can't cut him out. He's the main villain.
Can they not? Because remember, Las Vegas or Zombie Casino, whatever that Zack Snyder zombie movie was, right?
Well, that was one. Yeah, I know where the one character that was the pilot that they reshot and digitally replaced. But Jonathan Majors as Kang, like his likeness was all through the background. I mean, it's
right,
a
but he's
it's a
gonna be
little
in the
more
show.
involved.
They're getting
Yeah.
rid of.
Well-
They may get rid of him at the end of Loki season 2. Because they're gonna come up with a variant that's gonna be the one that they're going to fight in the next Avengers movie. So what they can say is, oh, hey, this one just doesn't look like Jonathan Majors.
Well-
If you remember, wait a second. When you remember when they were in the Council of Kangs out there, there was a Skrull Kang, and there were Kangs that were different. They didn't all just look like Jonathan Majors.
They were identical except for different hair cuts.
Yes.
Can we go
Yes.
like the perfect
I watch Loki
recasting?
multiple times per episode.
Well,
I watch
I know,
like
Bettina. I think
that.
that we're missing the obvious, like, perfect recasting would be bringing back
Terrence Howard.
I was gonna say Terrence Howard
Yes.
as Loki,
Absolutely.
and then
Brilliant.
have him say something to Don Cheadle, like, "Hey, are you a variant?" That would be.
Or Lizzo could be Kang.
They're
sure,
not that
something like
clever
that.
anymore.
Man,
I mean,
That's
at least that would be making fun of how silly the multiverse is for storytelling.
did anybody else watch Secret Invasion?
No.
Hell,
I was
Or-
supposed to cover it for Bounding. I watched the
Bro.
first episode and just gave up.
I watched all
Exactly.
the episodes, and I
Yeah,
gave
me
the
too.
last episode a 2.
That was
I knew after
that
the
was
first
nice of you.
episode that was trash.
Look, I before the season finale, I went to the girlfriend. I'm like, "Hey, I'm about to watch Secret Invasion." She goes, "What is that?" It's this show I've been watching for 6 weeks now. That's how great it's been. I haven't said a word about it. But them replacing, them saying that, what's his name, War Machine was
Rhodey?
Rhodey was replaced by a scroll. Civil War, when he was in the hospital after Civil
People
War.
are guessing. They're not. That's actually. not
No. The director and writer or whatever came out and said it.
There's no way, because he's had way too many, like, I'm crying at Tony Stark's funeral.
Are you serious?
and all
Oh
this other
man,
bullshit.
Well,
you're
Skrulls
gonna
can cry
get me a
too.
googling.
Yeah, the easiest way would
There's
just
no
to say that happened after Endgame, so that they wouldn't have to explain, like, take away any of
Exactly.
the emotionally impactful moments, like when Tony was cradling him after he fell from the sky. In
You
Civil
guys,
War.
you guys
you're
think
assuming
Disney
that they
cares about
care.
canon?
But thank you. They don't care. Not only do they not care, but they're incapable of thinking the same way as we do. They don't even put thought into this stuff.
Have
don't
they
care.
ever expressed regret at retconning something?
Mm, I'm trying to think of a situation where they felt guilty. They let a man win something.
Well,
so.
while you're thinking, honestly, the big problem is they let the directors and the writers talk when they don't have a full understanding of what Kevin Feige thinks his future is going to be. So the idiots go off and talk, and the idiot Feige doesn't communicate what his future plans are. So the directors give what their interpretation of the scene was, even though they don't know 10 movies from now what's really happening.
At this point, can we now officially say that Ike Perlmutter was really the genius behind the MCU? Because once he was not there keeping Kevin Feige's stupidity in check, it went off the rails within like 2 years.
Absolutely.
Not only that, but even though he wasn't that creative, like, he didn't participate that much, but Stan Lee, once he passed away too, maybe it's symbolic, but when he passed away, it lost a lot of heart and soul as well. You know what I mean? Like, once he's been gone, it's almost like they said, well, he's dead, now we can do whatever we want.
It's almost like his universe died with him.
What's funny is if you look back, Kevin Feige got his start on the FOXX X-Men movies. It was where he started working as a producer and getting his I guess superhero bona fides. And looking back at how X-Men went from X-Men to X2, which was really solid, and then X3, which was terrible, and then all X-Men Origins Wolverine, which was bad. Is like, except for, yes, I know, because Gambit, as played by Taylor Kitsch, is one of Mad's favorite portrayals.
Well, by the way, listen. Also, when he woke up from being in scroll coma, his legs didn't work.
Because he's been standing and held up.
Everybody else was fine.
If you take a guy and you hang him from his arms 2 feet off the ground, are his legs going to work when you put him down?
You're absolutely right. Except for every other person that was in that same thing, all could walk just fine.
Well, yeah. So he was definitely
the only one having to be carried
He
out.
would have been getting a colonoscopy when they replaced him as a.
Now you're just reaching.
Well, I mean, somebody was reaching if that's when it happened.
Oh my god!
But were they reaching around?
But yeah,
Vertical Horizons.
Give me my one thing, the MCU. Give me the one thing.
I am. This is them, not me. I don't know why you're asking me for this. I didn't do this.
I mean, Tina, your bad take in liking Loki is what led to all this multiverse stuff in the first place. I mean, kidding.
All right, so the director, this is what he said. He goes, a lot of people have asked about definitely when did Rhodey. I think his legs not working in the end of episode 6 and him being in the hospital gown points to Captain America: Civil War.
He was wearing braces in the other movies too. Like, he didn't pay attention to that. He had to wear leg braces.
Well, listen, but here's the thing though. What's his name? Feige did not give a definitive answer either. He's like, well, yeah, he was a scroll for other appearances in the MCU.
He's like, he was a scroll for an indeterminate amount of time that
Exactly.
we'll figure out later.
Yeah, you guys are putting way more thought into it than they did.
Absolutely.
I
it pisses me
Yeah.
off.
Like, you
man.
do understand that they're now hiring people who purposely don't know anything about the source material that they're writing for, because this is the type of content that they want now.
Kevin Feige put out a statement that he said, I did not make Rhodey a skull on purpose, nor did I make him a scroll by accident.
That no,
what
the
we're
rest of y'all
doing.
need to laugh. That was fucking good. Chad's not a funny guy. Believe me.
Thank you.
So when he
baby.
hits, we need to acknowledge it. That wasn't
Yeah.
even a real laugh, but I appreciated it so much I faked it. Like any good bro would. Anyway, what's the other topic? I'm supposed to hit all of them. What was the other one? Do you have it up already?
The other, we can talk about Leah Thomas, or if you want to talk about
Oh,
Superman next. I had to share that in the chat because
Well,
Did you
My-
guys talk about
I
the
will.
whole hypocrisy behind James Gunn and Gal Gadot and The Rock on Wednesday night?
Well, no, what happened?
So Gal Gadot came out earlier this week and said they're working on Wonder Woman 3 with James Gunn and Sanford, which flies completely in the face with everything that James Gunn's been saying this whole time, that they're going to be rebooting this whole DC thing. And then The Rock came out yesterday and basically said that the reason why Black Adam is dead is because of new management. And he pretty much threw James Gunn under the bus by what he said. So there's a lot of back and forth here, that it seems like the decision to get rid of Henry Cavill from Superman was a lot more personal than it was, we're just simply trying to reboot everything. Because if that was the case, then why are we bringing back Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, who's like 2 years younger than Cavill?
Ouch.
They're not bringing her back. This is filling. That announcement happened the night before the Warner Brothers quarterly report, and it was just designed to help spread some good news so the stock price will go up. The strike's going on. I mean, I guarantee you they're not actually making another Wonder Woman movie with Gal Gadot. It's not actually happening.
Well, they said
Like, look,
pretty-
I mean, if we get all upset about all these announced movies that are going to definitely happen, look at Star Wars. Like, how many movies has Kathleen Kennedy gone on stage and announced? Like, her actually on stage and announced these movies are happening, and then they just get taken off.
The only thing I'm upset with that we haven't got them soon enough, because we, on YouTube, we need the content, and the best content is always the garbage that they put out. But us not getting Batwoman or Batgirl or whatever is one of the worst things that has ever happened in our lives. You may not think it now, but our generation will be defined by the lack that was left by Batwoman or Batgirl. I don't
That's
know which
deep.
one it was.
they
That's
both
deep.
stink. So
It was the movie equivalent of not getting the new, dang it, what was it, dude? With the internet gas, and you had Snowflake and
the new
Safe
warrior,
Space?
the
Yeah,
new
yeah.
warriors.
That is the cinematic version of not getting that. Facts. Deal with them. Got it going. Tina, did you have the thing? Here we go.
Alrighty. Yes, Leah Thompson banned from competing against women as swimming cracks down on transgender athletes.
Good.
Exactly. So here's our gorgeous specimen of a woman.
Yep. With a trophy that she was supposed to be sharing with the other winner.
I pointed it out many episodes back on our podcast, but Leah Thomas has a striking resemblance to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That
Oh shit, yeah. But like a male version of her. I was gonna say muscly, but I was like, oh wait, no, it's just a male version of whatever her name is. I don't remember her name.
Fleabag, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Helena, whatever from the new Indiana Jones.
Oh. Did anybody watch The Witcher, by the way, real quick?
No,
don't
sir.
watch
No,
crap.
I'm behind.
Dude,
I'm behind. I'm only in season 2.
what upset me was it went after the first part came out and everybody was like, oh, Henry's barely in it. And I'm like, wait, whoa, no, I watched it, dude. He was prominent in all of it. And I actually thought it was they improved a lot compared to the last season. And then these 3 episodes come out, they sidelined him. They fridged him, basically. I'm like, wow, is this how women feel about comics? I get it now. They just fridged Henry. It pissed me off so much because I actually kind of defended that fucking first half, man. It's so pissed. I didn't even finish it.
Here's the thing, though, Matt. I have watched a little bit of season 3 at this point, and it's not that that Henry Cavill's character isn't prominent. It's that they literally put him in a holding pattern, and they just have him do side quests that have nothing to do with the story.
Yeah, that show could have been amazing because Henry's such a good Geralt. If it would have just been kind of a monster of the week show that would have the overall arcing main storyline, but every week it's being developed through him traveling as a Witcher, defeating monsters for pay.
Well, that's
know what I
kind
mean?
of how the beginning. That's how kind of the beginning of the first season.
yeah, the first
was.
15
It was
minutes,
following. Well, it was following the first book that was just a compilation of short stories that you're supposed to get just a little bit about the other characters as he's fighting the monster of the little story. So they could have absolutely kept doing that, and now I think there won't be a season.
No, there's
you
not a
could
season
have run
4.
that with a very similar format to Supernatural,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
it would have
Exactly.
worked, and it probably would have got 12 freaking seasons.
There's an endless amount of shows that could have been a blueprint for them that did a similar thing. But speaking of similar things, Shake from Hunger Team sent $5, and that is it. Didn't say a thing. I don't know if he's muted in the cartoon. I didn't really watch it, so of course if he wasn't muted though, he could still type. Although he doesn't have hands. Thank you,
No,
Shake.
Shake was not muted. Shake was the most obnoxious person in Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Okay, that kind of still fits though. That's weird. Let's see here. Lauren, here's another vindictive. Yeah, for sure. Wizard was a guaranteed moneymaker, and that's why they gave it to people without talent, because they thought they could land. They thought they could just rest on the laurels of what other people did and still be successful, so they didn't have to bother with, I don't know, getting people who are talented and creative to make the show stand on its own. It's the same. We see it across the board. Nobody. I actually felt like I made a really valid point right there.
Well, you
yeah,
did.
that's
I think,
fair.
I think at this point we all
Good
know
point.
that they always deviate from the source material because they take these things as vanity projects. All they want is the name, really, and then they want to start inserting their own objectives in there, and that's what they use it for. They're not dedicated to honoring the source material at all.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so from horrible people to horrible people. So what? So yeah, Leah Thompson can't swim anymore. I wish it would have been more extensive than just the swimming. What are they? World Order. What are they called?
Dude, which
Swimming
one?
people.
Well, the organization. Tina, you there?
Olympics.
No. If you can scroll up. No, not the Olympics.
The NCAA.
No, it's another one too. That it's the body of swimming competition. Can you scroll up for me,
Pool.
please?
The pool.
Oh, sure.
Let's see here.
Oh, you mean it says NCAA?
No, yeah, but there's another one though. Okay, I guess scroll down, see if it's in there.
Sure.
Right there. Stop. Okay. Can go go to the beginning, please.
Yes, sir.
This could just
Thank
be the
you.
rest of the
Okay.
stream. I find it pretty entertaining.
For Olympic sports, right? Let's see. Swimming's rule makers announced that. Wow, they called them the World Swimming governing body. Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
That is
Alright.
where the decision came from, which is why it's specifically for swimming and not all sports. What I was saying was, I wish it was more
Looking
extensive
for
throughout.
FINA, then.
I don't know who that is.
That's the
FINA.
World
Who's FINA?
Women's governing
Aqua?
body.
Oh, that's not a person.
No.
There's not even
no.
an S in
Oh,
there.
look, they're doing what we suggested they do years ago. Just make a third league.
Okay, looks good. Nice.
Make a third freaking league. That's all we said.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, no, that can't be
See?
because that diminishes their value as women. And it's like, no,
They're not women.
it keeps it fucking fair.
It
is
says
what
right now
does.
they announced plans to establish a new open category of competition to include transgender women that, according to the president, would involve some of our biggest people.
Yes.
Here's the
Which
thing.
is exactly what we've been saying needs to happen for years now.
I don't even think it matters because it defeats the entire purpose of why they were wanting to compete with women in the first place. They're not going to risk going to compete against other men, regardless of.
I had this conversation with the wife. It's like, listen, these people who go to the Olympics and compete on that level, they start doing it when they're still little children and they
Yes.
train every day.
If it's
on
China, they
weekends.
will send them to the
over
Olympics
and
when they are
over
still
and
little
over.
children.
And then if they finally get to that point where they are at the age where they can compete in the Olympics and they're just not making the cut, their whole life up to that point has been wasted. You mean to tell me that someone who put that much effort, that much heart, that much devotion into one thing, all he has to do is say, I'm a girl now, and suddenly
like
he's
400?
back in
Okay.
the game?
Real
was
quick
like
though, this
462 or
isn't
362?
Olympics. We're talking about college. We're talking about the NCAA.
Yes, but any serious
Right.
competitive sport like that played at that level.
Well, yeah, apparently the Olympics is the group which the FINA is the World
Well-
Aquatics Association that runs swimming for the Olympics is saying
Right.
no,
So
you don't get to do that.
For the ones that don't know, FINA was the former name. It's now World Aquatic. I don't know how FINA stood for International Swimming Federation, but it did.
Because it was in French.
Exactly, dear.
Oh,
There's other languages.
wow, they've ruined everything.
Yeah,
Even
French is one of
swimming.
the international recognized languages for the Olympics because modern Olympics was founded by a Frenchman.
We.
No, it was Julius Caesar, right? Didn't he have his people do the Olympics?
You mean the Greeks who came up with the Olympics?
No, he was Roman.
No, but the Greeks came up with the Olympics, dear.
The
Right.
modern Olympiad, founded in the 1890s
That's-
or something.
Those
No,
are
that's
different,
not when
right?
the Greek thing happened. What are you talking about? 1890s. By the way,
No.
I'm just messing with you. The 1904 Olympics were probably the best Olympics ever. It took place over 6 months in St. Louis at the same time that they had a World's Fair, and it was bananas. It was awesome. You got to read the story, dude. Anyway.
Didn't
It
a
was
whole
great.
bunch of people end up like hospitalized for heat
Yes.
stroke?
Well, no. All right. So for when they were running or whatever, I forgot how many meters it is. It was a great chance for the dude that was running it to try out some of his things because he wanted to prove that white people are the best at sports. And so there were all these. They would have all these native people from different countries, like from the Boer War and stuff like that. Filipino people. And they would have them compete in these different Olympic events, but not tell them the rules. So when they would shoot the gun for them to run, they would just kind of walk until they got to the ribbon, and then they played tennis. Never played tennis before. So anyway, his findings was, it's not true that they have superior athletic ability. They don't even know how to volley. But anyway, with the run, he thought it was a great opportunity to test people. So you weren't allowed to drink water yourself. It was distilled water that had to be given to you by someone who was not a part of your team. One dude, but they did it on a dirt road that was with all these cars. Somebody, I don't know, had lacerations in their stomach from the
and
dust.
distilled water dehydrates you even more, by the way.
They were also giving them rat poison as a stimulant. One guy got a tummy ache because he ate a bad apple that he found. It's a crazy story. You got to check out the 1904 Olympics. It's amazing.
Now, just thinking back to the Leah Thomas thing, do you remember how silly it used to be when like a movie like Joanna Man would make fun of this whole concept? Like how
Ladybug.
how dominant like a dude would be just going into the women's sports.
The Ladybugs. Remember that?
Yep. With
Rodney Dangerfield?
Yeah, but the guy from
Sidekick.
Sequest and Sidekick. Yeah.
Nobody knows
Jim
his name. Is
Carrey
he
did
alive?
that, too.
Did he die?
No, he unfortunately self-deleted.
Well, no, not my favorite. I mean, I wasn't there. I didn't get to see the events. God, I wish I would have. But as far as, I mean, it's the only Olympics I can tell you anything about. I don't know anything about the other Olympics. It's boring.
You don't remember 1996 in Atlanta with the bombing and all that other stuff?
I wish you would stop thinking I'm your age.
19. I mean,
I don't
you should be aware. I'm pretty sure you
What
were probably
happened?
consciously aware of things in 1996.
What happened? I don't know what happened in 96. Is that do you believe in miracles? No.
Well, it was Carrie Strug like breaking her ankle and getting carried around by the Carolis, who we found
What?
out now are terrible people.
Yeah.
Oh, that little tiny chick.
Little
She was like
tiny
an LP.
Siobhan.
Yeah, she was a tall
Yeah.
LP.
You know, and then there was the whole like sports nation, I think it was, or ESPN commercial where it was just all the different sports
Anchors.
announcers passing her, carrying her over to the next one and passing
So-
her along.
Tina, let me ask you. I didn't remember anything of the 1996 Olympics, but you were wondering if I remembered an ESPN commercial based on the Olympics in 1996, if I would remember that one.
Well, of course, I figured that if you had a little bit more information, I kind of.
No, I loved it. That was awesome. No, I vaguely remember some little chick being carried with wraps on her foot.
Yep.
I believe that
But
was
this-
also when Michael Johnson did the 200 and 400 wins, and he was probably the best we
Runner.
had in runner, because I don't even know if we won the 100 that year. So he
Man,
was.
you're really into the Olympics, dude.
It was.
I mean,
in the
as a
US.
country, we used
Yeah.
to be into the
Yeah,
Olympics until,
like 1996 was probably like peak Olympics, because
What
it was
about the Dream
96
Team?
in Atlanta and 98 in 2000 in Salt Lake City. Those were the peak.
When was the Dream Team, Mark? Jacob?
1992?
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember when they used to do the cartoon Olympics when they have Hanna-Barbera?
The
And they would
Laugh
have
Olympics?
like Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
The Laugh Olympics. That's what it was. That's
Yep.
what it was.
Oh, that's when they had all
that,
the cars.
that was some good Olympics,
Yeah,
baby.
they had the Scooby-Doo team, the Yogi Bear team.
Now we're
and-
talking.
and
Now
the Dick Dastardly team, which would cheat to win. What was nice about that cartoon is they would let Dick Dastardly actually win on some episodes.
Oh, hell no, Zach. I'm not highlighting
Yeah, it
that
was
shit.
great.
See, better than that though was the Battle of the Network Stars.
Well, that's what the Laugh Olympics was
Oh.
a mocking of, was the network stars.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Oh man, I was gonna
Howard
ask you these
Cosell
guys.
and all that stuff.
Mhm.
That was great.
Fonzie going out there playing, tennis in his leather jacket.
You'd think they just have him doing the water skiing events.
That's a
Better
good
than any
reference.
of those was back in the day when they did the Bud Bowl during the commercial breaks at the Super Bowl.
Well, apparently Bud Light's not allowed to compete anymore because the Olympic Committee's just banned transgender.
Wow.
Yep. It's a sad day.
Good. The insanity's got to stop, and I'm glad. I'm glad. The shit was getting out of hand.
Yeah, this is a good first step. I agree.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's not just because in track and field for years there's been an issue because I think she's South African. They are South African. It's an Olympic runner who competes as a female, but when they did like chromosomal testing, it was like she's like a dude, and so it's been going on through like years where they've been keep banning her from events. And then she keeps appealing, and then finally went to I guess the International Court for Arbitration in Sports, and they're like, "Nope, you're a dude genetically, so you don't get to compete unless you take testosterone blockers, and which would actually take away the competitive advantage." And she's not happy about it.
No, here's the thing. It won't even take away the competitive advantage. Like we've seen this time and time again. It doesn't take away the competitive advantage. They say it does, but why is it that transgender women are obliterating all the women's records?
Bone density, lung capacity.
Exactly. It does not even the playing field. Not even a little.
Yeah, dude. Like the level, the multitude of levels of awesomeness that you get automatically by having a penis cannot be matched.
It's true. Testosterone is a hell of a drug.
No, I mean just being. I mean just in general
Fortitude.
from birth. Anyway, well, so that's the Olympic talk.
Here, real
So,
quick, I'm
Dustin,
gonna.
did you just drop the link to the
This-
Hanna-Barbera Laugh Olympics?
This is the female
thanks,
that
man.
was banned. Tell me that doesn't look like straight up like a dude. Come on, Caster. That was
I mean,
That's a hard-looking dude. That is
That
a
Right?
dude,
person
right?
is saying they are a female.
yeah.
That's a female.
Yes, they've been competing as a female for years. They won an Olympic gold medal. That was taken now being.
Dude, if so, she has the
That's-
strongest jaw I have ever seen.
I mean, my God.
That's a Shaka Zulu motherfucker. Ain't no way. You kidding me? Hell no. Ain't nobody knew this. I like to hear them speak.
Shocked.
It's like when Brittany.
Have you ever heard Brittany Griner? Speak?
Brittany Griner's got a deeper
That's a
voice
man, bro.
that's more
That is a-
masculine than mine. It's-
That is scary. That is scary.
But yeah,
I just
this is
wanna play.
Caster Cinema has been like, it's been going on for like a decade where they've been fighting, because when they won like the Olympic medal and trounced all the female athletes, this was like the first shot across the bow. The female athletes were like, this bitch is a dude and we are appealing. We're going like, this is ridiculous. We shouldn't be compete. They were all like, they had the video of them like crying from getting trounced so badly in the event. It's
You know, in the 1904 Olympics, in the fancy diving, this is a real thing, fancy diving competition, the Germans felt like they were robbed by the Americans, and they had to do an appeal. And even though they did reverse the decision that the Germans were the fancier divers, the America to this day has not recognized their win, which I think is the right thing to do. The problem was, the Germans, they would try to be real fancy but not care about their entry into the water, whereas the Americans, it was more of an overall style where they would, want to have a clean, fancy when they enter the water, and not just before. This is a real thing. You can look
Well,
it
it's
up.
not supposed to. Well, it's not supposed to splash up. There's like a X many inches
Right.
that the water can be disturbed when you enter it.
Yeah, and fancy diving.
Yep.
Yep.
Or
Anyway.
the modern equivalent is the same thing.
There's no equivalent. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine trying to dive with a top hat and a monocle on?
like the Monopoly man is the one diving into the pool.
Man, you guys are selling me short on some of these jokes. That was a banger. Go on.
Breaking news.
Jonathan Majors. Something. We'll find out.
I'm sorry. I thought you meant go on as in you wanted me to
No, I
scroll
meant
Man, Tina's got the fastest scroll. You gotta watch.
accuser flees. Well, oh wait, she flees the country after new charges?
Oh, that also could be accuser gets paid money to leave so Jonathan Majors can keep his career. I don't know.
Well, here's one little sentence before I scroll past it.
Oh, Jonathan Majors' court trial was postponed, but not for the reasons you might suggest. Could you zoom in for me, please?
Sure, be more than happy to.
Oh, thank you.
That good enough?
Yep. All right. So let's see. He was arrested months ago. We already know that. His management company dropped after the charges were thrown against him. Talk about loyalty. The company has patiently waited for the trial to confirm whether or not Majors is innocent or guilty. Okay.
So is he Kang? Is he not Kang?
Let's see. Other contracts in the studio.
He's Kang until otherwise.
Get to where she
Look,
fled.
Yeah,
we understand
keep
that there
going.
may or may not have been a woman that got beat down in New York, but the real important question is he going to be Kang in the next movie in 5 years?
Right.
No,
Well,
the
keep
question
scrolling.
here is, did the chick flee the country? It's like they're giving us all of this last episode stuff. We all know this. I want to get to the meat of this.
Yeah, they
We
got
gotta, we gotta
afraid
pad out that
Oh,
word
yeah,
count
yeah,
for
yeah.
search
Yeah, but-
engine optimization.
When
Yeah.
did articles start needing a button to skip the recap? Like, you know how sometimes on Netflix or Amazon you can skip
Skip
recap
the-
on a
it-
show?
Yeah.
You want
Update
this
Hollywood. Update Hollywood actor Jonathan Majors arrived to New York criminal court today. Blah 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 blah. The problem is that his accuser has fled the country, and NYPD is looking to charge her with assault.
Assaulting him? Assaulting who? Like,
Who knows?
Assaulting him, yes.
okay.
Oh man!
They want to charge her with assault.
Yep.
By the way, this
You
is
ready to
this is
rumble?
burn phobic. We do not appreciate that here. This goes alongside with the New York Times share the article about apparently the police might have ample evidence to arrest the accuser. And if she fled the country just to avoid the police, things might work out for Majors after all. But we don't know if that's why she fled.
This reminds me, you remember when Ray Rice married his girl, like to try to get out of
Oh,
her?
yeah.
And then the tape got leaked and it was, so it was a,
What? Well, see, what happened was that was a bad angle. If you could have seen it from my POV,
where he
you would know
one
she
punched her in
deserved
the
it.
elevator and then just dragged her out. Yeah.
yeah. But it would. You didn't see it. What happened? What led up to that? She said, "I don't want to watch ESPN tonight," and I said, "What?" She didn't record it in HD. Anyway,
That was a good couple years for elevator videos, because that was also when when the Beyonce and
Oh yeah, Lemonade.
Her sister kicked Jay-Z's ass.
when Jay-Z was just getting beat in the elevator, and he's just like knocked out, because I think he's smart enough to know, is like, they've got cameras on this shit.
Yeah.
I can't just, what's her name, Sanaje Knowles, or the sister Solange Knowles, and he's like, because he could have Ray Riced her in the elevator.
Oh, of course.
but he's like, no, I'm not. I'm smarter than that.
Well, besides, you don't want to beat your wife's sister, you know what I mean, in front of her face. That's just a bad look all around.
Yeah, you want to do it when she's not
you
looking.
telling me that's not the dream?
It would just make Thanksgiving so awkward, I think, from that point forward.
I feel like it's still going to be awkward.
I mean,
Which
she was
she did.
she was supposedly like beating him for cheating on Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Which,
What is it? That ain't none of her business. But the League, the League, great show on FX that was out. It's about fantasy football, but they did other things. Anyways, they did a thing where Paul Scheer in the show had a cat that was mean, that was abusive to him. And they did the elevator footage of him being attacked by his cat in the elevator. It was great. It's a great show. All right. Let's see. His new court date is September 6th. Got it. The actor has been very quiet and respectfully calm and polite during the trial appearance with a Bible in hand and sunglasses. Man, that I don't know why that sentence bothers me. Why that they pointed that out.
That he's just carrying around a Bible like it would be a prop to try to deflect.
Exactly, a prop. That's the key word.
Well, what if he paid her off to flee the country so that the charges would be dropped?
Well, no, that sentence to me
are
sounds...
you pulling a Matt and taking the thing I said like earlier?
No, the sentence sounds a lot like how they used to describe black quarterbacks. You know, they would. I forgot how it would go, because you'd always hear how they're at, how would they do it? Because I know with white quarterbacks they were cerebral. You know, they operate.
They were like, Randall Cunningham is incredibly well spoken.
Yes, like yeah. But anyway, all right, go on.
Do you remember when the book came out after Obama got elected, where they were talking about like Harry Reid and like Biden meeting in their office about why like Obama would be great? And I forget whether it was Harry Reid or Biden was like, he speaks without any detectable. It was about he speaks without any detectable Negro dialect, and it was like, what are you saying?
How can you have that as a quote?
And it was and this was in the book about like the positive book about Obama's like election campaign. It was like, look at how great their campaign was.
If that was the positive, imagine what they could have put in the negative book. My God. But no, how can you have that on you and everything else that he's ever done? Whatever. I know why. It's fine.
But remember, Trump is the racist.
Exactly. I think
anybody
Biden
but
is
Trump.
the king of Negro quotes. So.
I mean, I'll say this: he may be racist, but it doesn't influence his policies or his politics. I can't say whether or not Trump. I can't say whether or not he is racist.
Trump is not racist. He's an asshole. I don't think anybody's arguing that.
You know what? A lot of young people don't understand or remember that Trump was a hip hop fixture. He was a New York fixture forever. Yeah. You know, growing up in New York, everybody named Trump. Everybody name checked Trump in their rhymes. Yep. Everybody wanted to be Trump. He was in videos, all types of stuff. I was confused.
He was in all of a sudden
too. People forget like 2 years before he ran for president, he was on like Comedy Central. They were roasting him because that's how popular a figure.
People forget that he is a WWE Hall of Famer. This man is the first president to be a WWE Hall of Famer.
I mean, he was damn good with a folding chair.
That's true. And he was like I think Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson gave him awards multiple times.
Yeah,
Did y'all see? See what Al Sharpton said the other day?
Where he was
about
like,
imagine if Thomas Jefferson,
Thomas Jefferson or James Madison would try to overthrow the government of the country, and it's like, you dumbass.
Do you realize?
Can you imagine if they were to do something like that?
I
believe their good buddy George Washington helped them do just that at one point.
I wasn't talking about this government. No, like this government. I was talking about this one that they built. You imagine them throwing, trying to overthrow their own government, not the other one. That didn't make any sense,
I don't think you're giving him credit that he would even correct to remember the Revolutionary War.
By the way, Donald Trump does get name dropped now in rap too, but it's usually by Eminem for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Is Eminem
Snoop
Dude, there is
also.
a guy with. Some
Remember when
serious
Snoop did that
PBS.
video where he looked like he was assassinating him?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who, Trump
I mean, what
or
the fuck, man?
Eminem?
No, Snoop.
It
Snoop
was
did a video
Snoop did the
where,
one- where he was looking like he was gonna, the assassination.
yeah,
Of
yeah,
Trump
like he
or
was gonna
Eminem?
point.
No, of Trump.
Okay, that's
No,
what I was asking.
Nobody goes after
Snoop looked like
Eminem
he was
because they're
gonna-
scared of him.
He was gonna
I, for one,
187
am
Trump.
surprised that a rapper would insinuate shooting someone in the music that they're doing. That just
Right?
doesn't
I mean,
happen.
I think what's more interesting about like rap right now with someone getting canceled is Ice Cube is like
Man, he don't give a shit, dude. He's
he doesn't
wilding
give a
out on
rat's
Twitter.
ass. And he was doing interviews. He did a long form interview with Tucker, like on like his Twitter show.
Dude, that was a good interview.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and you want to talk about a guy who's been who people have tried to cancel for anti-Semitism? That they tried to do that to Cube back in like '91,
Mhm.
right after he left NWA to do solo.
All because of that rhyme he did, where
About
he
his
says, "You let a
management.
Jew break up my crew,"
Yep.
and they came after him. The
They,
same-
they even
I
put
mean,
that
they did
over
a
in the
Public
movie
Enemy.
too. How
Yeah.
how Hitler was upset by that line.
Yeah.
I mean, Ice Cube living the dream.
Jerry Heller.
His career is
Huh?
so good. He's even given his son a career by proxy. as an
Man, he
actor.
looked just like him too, though. Can't do a
That's-
British
yeah, he
accent
does.
for shit, but
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Man, that's
nobody
insane.
also talks about the fact that both Donald Trump and Epstein attended Chelsea Clinton's wedding.
But-
Never hear about that.
One of Cube's tweets, John Moore from LA, sucks to see arguably the greatest rapper of all time turning into Candace Owens. His response was, "You sound like a bitch."
Yeah, Cube is his responses to people on Twitter actually make me
Great.
laugh like every day.
Yeah, I've
Favorite
been
Ice
thing
Cube
with,
song,
Cube,
Close Assassin, it's obviously got to be Today Was a Good.
I gotta point it out. I've been really liking Tom McDonald lately, so that's been the rap I've been going for.
Yeah. Oh, by the
I
way,
would just not
I was just talking about Eminem. Nobody
Yeah, it's
attacking
barely
him.
rap.
MSG went after Eminem with a pretty good diss track. By the way, Machine Gun Kelly. That dude's fucking bananas, though.
Machine Gun Kelly, like
Yeah.
with him and
Yeah,
Megan
well,
Fox
he's
with
yeah,
the,
he's
like,
dating
Satan
a witch.
worshiping.
That's why.
Yeah. My God.
He's managed to convert all three of her boys to being trans, which is
I don't
that's
know how
pretty-
she's been able to hide her thumbs from MSG this long.
Oh, get it? The thumbs thing.
Yeah.
We're going
thank
back
you.
to the thumb thing again.
Man, that was still good.
with
Whatever.
Megan Fox. Yeah.
I'm done doing jokes. Chad, apparently you're on fire tonight. You can do the jokes from here on out.
I'm not on fire. I said one that managed to only hit for you fake laughing.
You've doubled your total in this.
It must have been watching Neil Breen yesterday. It's given me a whole new insight.
Let's see here.
Don't you credit Neil Breen for that?
My favorite. So with Ice Cube, do you know like someone's like spent and did a whole
Legit.
analysis of it was a good day to figure out what day it actually happened on? They're like, when did the Lakers play the Supersonics? And they're like, it was Friday, June 1980 or 90, whatever. They actually they went through and tried to take all the references from the song to figure out exactly which day that he was talking about. It's like that's too much time on your hands right there.
Yeah, that's like a next level autism that I just don't possess.
That's why you never mess with internet autists, man, because they will just ridiculously find.
Yeah, I saw Shade, whatever his name is, the guy that apparently is from
Shia?
Australia but is in England or sounds like he's from English. Yeah, somebody was like, yeah, look this up. Talon's like, you'll never find her on Google. He's like, I don't know, I'm pretty good at Googling. Hey, looky here, found it. Yeah, it was just impressive. But
It's like the beat when Shia LaBeouf was trying to hide that flag, and
Yeah, he will not divide us.
4chan found it in like an hour and a half. They were cross-referencing when they would see planes on like the camera feed and where the flight paths and the angles would match.
It wasn't an hour and a half, but it was less than a day.
all right, so we only have one topic left, and then we can move on to something that you want to
Can
talk
I
about.
just say though, I just think this woman they made her disappear. All right, that's what I think. You know, there's a lot of money running on this riding on this new phase of the MCU. They still believe in it for some reason. They don't want to upset it. She's just some chick that's out there, and they just made her go away.
I mean,
Hollywood
They
is
probably
dirty.
paid her to go away.
It
In
probably
all
didn't even
honesty-
cost that much too, which is the sad part. They
Yeah,
probably...
well, in all honesty, this is an extremely common thing in Hollywood. You know, I make an accusation, they pay me to shut up. So whether it's true or not, they're gonna pay me to make the problem go away. Like this has been
But see,
happening.
the scary
for
thing
decades.
here is she could just say that, well, I was wrong, he didn't do it, but she's just going to disappear. I don't know if there's any money being paid here or whether she just disappeared. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
no one is ever going to
Well,
see
I
her
still feel
again.
like just giving her a payout is the
I mean,
cheaper option.
Does Chris Brown
Yeah.
still have a career? Does he still like sell out shows and do things?
Yeah,
I
he's
think he had a
still
little.
popular.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had a
because
little
I
thing
mean,
there.
I feel like if he still gets to tour with what he did to Rihanna, like in public with pictures and everybody knowing it, like yeah, you get until they can take him off the board. Maybe they need to kind of calm
Yeah,
down.
Chris Brown actually just dropped a new song with Russell Wilson's wife. So
I mean,
The thing about hip hop and hip hop flavored R&B is that the badder you are, the more popular you are. So
Right.
he's not considered a liability. He's considered gangster. And that's how ass backwards it is in this particular branch of the culture. You know, you're doing like fucked up shit and people they appreciate that. They love it. They can't get enough of it.
I remember.
You know, but if you
alright.
talk about wholesome stuff, you're not going to sell.
So when the Rihanna Chris Brown stuff happened, my my wife's younger sister, she was probably like 14 at the time, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is terrible," and she was like, "Well, Rihanna shouldn't have been looking at her phone and talking, and not telling." I was like, "Oh my god!" Like do you think that that's okay? And she looked at me and she was like, "Look, if I was with Chris Brown, I wouldn't be looking at my phone." I was like, "Oh."
I'm saying it's a relatable thing. You know, we've all been frustrated when you're trying to have a conversation with somebody and they're just looking at their phone, especially on stream. If I could reach out and grab a couple of y'all.
But it was just I was
What
like,
are you talking about, man? I've still got energy left. Okay, calm down.
that's what I realized though, man. It was like this whole thing about women having all women's back is not true.
Wait a minute.
Not true at all.
It took me a second, Slender. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. Anyway, yeah. So anything else on this one? Does it say?
no, wait,
whether-
what were you guys saying? I
No,
was on my phone.
unfortunately. It just ends with the question: do you think the Chargers will stick?
Wait, what? Why are you asking us?
Because
Anyway,
they want interaction. They want to get clicks.
Yes, they want you to comment.
All right.
on
So the
that.
last thing we apparently have to talk about, and then we can move on to whatever we want to talk about. This is my favorite part. What was it? The Dark Legacy Legion.
Yeah, it was the Superman one. It's the links toward at the very top of the private chat. I can't bring that one up because
Okay, I'll give it a shot. Open a new
Yeah.
tab. Done. Oop, wrong button. And just filling up error because we gotta have people. Nope, that's the wrong button. No, that was the right button. Boop boop boop. And there we go. What the hell? No, man, I'm not disabling my whatever. Anyway, all right. So Dark Superman Legacy fan poster. What? This is what he wants us to talk about? A fan
Actually,
made poster?
I'll give you a hint. Scroll all the way down till you see the poster. Oh, a little bit further. Oh, yeah. There you go. It's right there in the little box right at the top of your screen. Pull that down.
Oh, this one. I thought it was that one.
Yes. Nope, it's that one.
Oh, y'all
That's the
can't
big
see
deal.
that.
Like that's what we're.
Wait,
It's-
this is the deal?
It's
Yes,
it's
the
like an
tinted
AI
Brainiac.
generated looking Brainiac poster. I mean, what is?
Yep.
So they're wait. I'm sorry. So the idea is that Superman is going to have to figure out how to unplug the modem of another out of control AI like Ethan Hunt.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's almost as if Hollywood has told you that like AI has become sentient and we need something to stop it, even though we can't do it anymore.
No, what the problem is, they're using AI to write these, and they're self-inserting themselves into these movies that they're writing.
Mm-hmm.
Man, AI is as bad as the writers we already got.
Man,
You know,
Come
we
on.
should have known this was coming. You remember the like early on with Siri for the iPhone, they did the commercial where it was Zoe Deschanel, and she was like, "Hey Siri, is it raining?" As she's looking out a window and it's just raining. I was like, "Oh, Hollywood is that stupid." So
Well-
that's what they're going to be using AI for. Like, can you tell me if it's raining as I'm looking out the window and it's raining?
They did those movies too. You had the one with the chubby guy from the Gemstones. And
The Righteous Gemstones.
yeah. The chubby one. Him, his phone fell in love with him or whatever, and he had a fight. And then you had the serious one
Are you
with
talking about
Joaquin Phoenix.
her with? Was that the one with Joaquin?
No,
Phoenix?
that's the one with the other one's called Jekka or Jax or Jex. Nobody saw it. It wasn't that bad. It was fine.
I've seen the one with Joaquin Phoenix because what was it? Scarlett Johansson
Yeah.
was the voice of the AI.
Yeah, this was basically the same movie except a comedy. If that makes sense.
I mean the Joaquin Phoenix one was boring. Just
Yeah, of course it was. I honestly, I know that he gets a lot of praise for The Master.
Gladiator.
I found it The Master.
I know. I'm saying Gladiator's like the only movie that was. Gladiator and Joker were like his two good movies.
No,
oh wait,
that's not true.
And Space Camp and Space Camp.
Nope, you're also missing the one where he was a bad guy. He was a criminal, but his family was all cops, and Mark Wahlberg got shot in the face or some shit. Anyway, that was a good movie. But The Master I found very fucking boring. It just was dull as shit. I'm like, wow, this is an allegory for L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah, it's the
was
most
as
boring thing.
as an L. Ron Hubbard. Like
No, but if it L. Ron Hubbard lived anything but a boring life. He stole homeboy from JP whatever with the rocket fuel, talked him into doing to get a sex spirit or whatever, and then had him pay him money to take his wife to Florida. That dude was crazy in crazy life. He was also the only Condor Scout ever in the Boy Scouts. He was the only one to ever make it to that rank.
there is a Condor Scout rank.
Yeah, well, he saved his whole troop of Boy Scouts from Russians by Russian invasion by leading them into a cave that was filled with the most bears per capita ever. It may not be a true story, but it came from Outrun.
I mean, that sounds like finding golden plates with with things written on them to start your own religion in Illinois.
Also, Simone. What?
If you lived in Illinois, you'd need a new religion.
Sim 1. Oh, that's right. That Al Pacino one. Yeah, I remember.
Oh
that.
yeah, Simone, yeah.
You know, all of that
You
is
see
just
these
making
AI models that's out there now. All of these AI models, and you got all of these simps who are
the dudes
like,
following
them
on Twitter.
Yeah, they're fapping to these women that ain't even real. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are talking about this is scary because this is where we're going because they're looking so realistic now.
Dude,
and
once
they're really.
Well, the OnlyFans girls are upset because now they think that their money train is going to get stolen by AI women.
Well,
so,
dude, once a man can make a woman that looks exactly like he likes and shuts up, I mean, it's over.
It's over. Yeah.
I mean, and then you get once you can make the robot version of it, which is a couple of years away.
I mean, not only that, there's already like guys who are like paying to talk to like AI versions of like women. Like there's literally already AI girlfriends in existence.
That may just be practice, you know, like, all right, I'm getting ready to try to ask this chick out. I should practice on a chick.
Wait, you talking about practice?
Yeah,
you talking about practice?
You're giving them
Not
way
a
too much. A bit of a
Wait. You talking about practice?
Not a date. We're not talking about a date. We're talking about practice.
We're talking about practice. You can't say that without getting the Allen Iverson. Come on, it's great.
The original AI.
Hell
the original AI. Oh man,
sickest
he was
fucking
the
crossover.
The last time Georgetown was relevant. Yeah,
that hurts.
But that's the ironic thing about that overblown scene in Barbie where America Ferrera, whatever her name is, and she's going on and on about how tough it is to be a woman and womanness, and I got to do this, I got to do that, and then remember to do this. At the end of the day, men don't care about any of that stuff she was talking about. You know what I mean? And when you see the rise of the AI models and stuff like that, it's painfully obvious. You just want a woman who's going to shut up and look good and be at your beck and call.
I love my girlfriend so much, but if they ever could make a chick into a bro that was a bro but still a chick, It would be a threat. I'm not saying anything.
Seriously,
You know what I mean?
though, you know what the truth is? It's tough to be alive.
Matt, are
Whether
you
you're a
looking for
woman,
the
you're a
bin,
man,
bro?
you're a kid, it's tough to be alive.
Or the truer truth is that women are the whole reason why women think they have to do everything, because every woman is bitching about something some other woman
Yes.
is or isn't doing.
It's all your fault.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yes.
they are creatures of seemingly boundless jealousy.
Oh man, that text came in quick.
Like you want a woman of today's friends to turn on her. A lot of times, all she has to do is say, "I want to be a housewife. I want to be a mother. I want to stay home." Watch her friends get all in her face. What's wrong with you? You know, this and that and everything.
But
They
the
won't leave
stay-at-home
her
wives
alone.
the stay-at-home wives are no nicer to the
No,
working
here's
women.
how you.
Or
if you
she could say
They're
to
always
her
against each
friends,
other.
or she could say to her friends, "You know, I really like my husband. I don't have a lot of problems with my
well,
husband."
no. The easiest
that
way.
starts problems too.
No, the easiest way to get a group of women to turn against another woman is when that other woman is like a few feet away. Just go to the group of women and be like, "Doesn't she look really happy?"
All I have to say is that all the problems of the world started with Eve eating the apple, so none of this should surprise anyone.
But
From
it's
the
Adam's
jump.
sin, though, because the woman was not capable of committing a sin.
I can see
Well,
you
he
staring at
shouldn't
me
have
over
let
there.
her tell him what to do.
You know, if Adam had just looked at Eve and said, "Make me a sandwich," then she wouldn't have been bothered with the apple. It would have been fine.
Well, Chad, that was practice.
Man, whatever. I wish we had more players like AI. You know, everybody
AI
seems.
was. Oh, you mean a point guard who just we have another guy named that. What's his name from Oklahoma who just went to 18 teams in the last 5 years.
Oh no, dude, that's wait. Oh, Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook. Yeah, he is AI part 2. Like if you're
I meant more
point guard,
charismatic. No,
Why
I
do
meant
you
more
put
of
up,
his
like,
personality
20,000
of who he was, the way he, you know what I mean? Not that swag, but not that synthetic, group tested, type of persona that you see with LeBron, who's pretending to read a book, and then when you ask him about it, he's like, well, no, yeah, it just talks about how great MLK was. I didn't realize.
Well, I mean, you don't get guys like AI or Latrell Sprewell anymore.
What's that, Mark?
Did you see what happened with LeBron's school?
Oh no, what happened? I hope
Oh,
the
yeah,
kids
how
passed the
you-
test.
They
I know they had that big test coming up.
failed, bro. All
Yeah,
of them.
none of them can read.
So
None
you
of them.
tell me that LeBron James' school was nothing more than a photo op and a massive fraud?
Well,
LeBron
no, I
James
think it was
he opened
Great
up his
big
school. It was
cactus.
called the LeBron James for School for kids who play basketball really, really good and want to read and learn other things too.
I think his school was less a PR and more of an indoctrination kind of a thing. Because if they could have showed that you can do this highly involved CRT, or, all this other bullshit school and it actually work, then why aren't we doing it in all schools?
They're all dumbasses, though.
Yeah.
That's the
I mean,
thing.
and I am sick and tired of MFers trying to tell me LeBron's better than Jordan. You can kiss my
No,
ass.
not even. He's not better. He's not even better than
it's not
Kobe.
even-
What are you talking
it's not
about?
even-
Jordan
close.
exists in a league unto himself and has never been matched by any basketball
Well,
player
no,
in
Jordan-
the history of basketball.
Jordan would not let you eat food if you screwed up in the game. Like he'd be like,
True.
you don't fucking get to eat. You what did he do? A horse grant? Like no horse. You don't get to eat today because you sucked on the court.
But
Jordan wasn't
Unless you were Dennis Rodman, because nobody told Dennis Rodman what to do.
Jordan
I mean-
was in fact so
I mean,
good
he was-
that he could not be controlled by physics itself. The
Yeah,
man
his arm
defied
starts-
gravity.
I mean, I saw Space
Space
Jam,
Jam,
as well.
of course.
Yeah, when he reached across and did
yeah,
that.
LeBron could
No,
even make a
not
better
even
Space
that.
Jam movie.
They actually tested this. For some reason, when he would make his 3-point line dunks, right? He would
He didn't-
jump.
He
would
didn't
move
jump
at a
from-
specific.
No,
Shut
he
up and let
didn't
me
jump-
finish.
he didn't jump
He
from
would-
the 3-point line. Ass. He didn't.
He could do dunks from the 3-point line, Lil
No,
Chad.
The
no,
free
no,
throw.
not
Free
once.
throw.
No,
the free
not
throw,
once.
the free throw, yes.
Thank
But
you, the
shut up and let me
Mike has
finish.
bad knees.
Shut up and let me finish. He would literally go forward and then in midair, because of the way he moved his legs on the jump, then his angle would change to a more upward angle in midair, not pushing off of anything. And they don't know how the hell he did it.
By the way, he
They still
failed.
don't.
He failed in the first 2 attempts on that dunk. I think
Yes,
it was
he
the
did.
first 2. Yeah.
Look, all I know is I'm a Knicks fan, and he personally kept the Knicks from winning multiple championships with the goddamn Bulls.
Listen,
I was in college during all of those. It was brilliant.
oh, I
And-
forgot you were Chicago.
And nobody bring up Reggie Miller because that was an outlier, and they ended, I think.
See what I'm
winning.
saying? Reggie had venom, just like Kobe had venom. Michael venom.
Well,
LeBron
he also had
soft
John
as
Starks
shit.
not able to hold on to the ball.
LeBron's is a butter soft bitch.
His heart pumps
Yo.
Kool-Aid.
I don't even watch that stuff like that, right? I wanted to believe. I kept hearing about King James this, King James that. I'm like, let me sit down and watch this dude. I saw this dude fall on the floor several times when nobody touched him. All
You
right,
know
now
who-
tell me I'm imagining that. I did
No,
see that, right? This
No,
dude,
he's Lottie Divac. He's Lottie. You remember when Lottie would do that with the Lakers, where he would just take the soccer style flops? I think that's what LeBron liked. That's who I want to play like.
LeBron he's not even good as Jesus Sothersworth. Let's be honest about this.
That wasn't LeBron.
No, I said he's not as good as Jesus Sothersworth.
That's another thing.
I wanted to give you a strong biblical name, like Jesus.
Nobody ever saw He Got Game?
Yeah, I just did a quote.
I know you did.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I just
Denzel
remember
Washington.
that they gave Chasey Lane a shot with him on the roller coaster.
Poor Ray Allen. I it's probably the only, maybe one of just 2 movies of Spike Lee that I can stand watching. Although I haven't rewatched He Got Game, I wonder if it holds up. I know that song doesn't.
Oh, the
trying to
Public
think.
Enemy joint.
Yeah, the one they did the Buffalo. Was it? It was a song that came out there in Vietnam.
Stop.
He Got
Children,
Game.
What's that sound?
Yeah, that song. But
it
Everybody
might
look
feel
what's
good.
going
Might say a little
down.
something.
yeah,
Fuck the game if it don't mean nothing. He got game. We got game. I remember that.
yeah. That's
Public
the one.
Enemy. Yep.
That movie was good. Like, what other what is it? Is the Malcolm X one? Like, what's the other Spike Lee one that you actually tolerate?
Yeah, Malcolm X definitely would be up there.
Do the right thing.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I didn't mind the
Jungle Fever's got the stupidest ending. With
Jungle
I
Fever.
mean,
Yeah, but that song though, he got jungle fever.
Stevie
got
Wonder.
jungle
Yeah.
fever.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Boomerang had End of the Road. You know, movies.
Boomerang's good, but you know what? Harlem Nights is the better.
Oh, of course.
Rated Eddie Murphy.
Well,
vehicle.
I brought up Boomerang because it had End of the Road by Boyz II Men, and it made me think, man, movies nowadays, they don't, because I guess the way that it works now, but they don't get the good soundtrack. When was the last time you heard a soundtrack that you liked? The Mario Brothers soundtrack, I was surprised they had all those songs in there. It was really good. By the way, I
But they
enjoyed
weren't
that movie a
original
lot.
songs though, right?
Yeah,
No, that's what I'm
They were
saying.
like throwbacks.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. But yeah, there's not necessarily original. I'm not asking for my hat is like a shark fin here.
Oh, here's one. Like, all right, so you remember was it Peter Cetera's like what was the one from Karate Kid 2? The
What?
classic Peter Cetera, the song from Karate.
The best of around.
No, it's not the best. It's the oh, come on, somebody chat gotta know the Karate Kid 2 like song. It was all up in, it's a ballad. It's like the love ballad.
Again, I wish I assume I'm as
Cetera.
old as you.
But
Dude,
But
don't
it's-
stop pulling that card, bro. You just talked about the
Glory of
1904 Olympics.
Glory of Love. All right, so Glory of Love. So Glory of Love was
My
supposed to be
entire
for Rocky
contribution to
4.
the sports conversation.
So yeah, but Matt, Glory of Love was like it was supposed to be on the Rocky 4 soundtrack, and then I guess they dumped it for Hearts on Fire.
Oh, yeah,
And then
that was the right
Karate-
decision.
And the Karate Kid people were just like, apparently, the movie studios just had this catalog of songs ready to just put in their movies, and they're like, "Oh, we'll take this one."
Hearts on fire.
Which one was Eye of the Tiger?
That was
Rocky
the
That was
third
Rocky
one.
3.
Yeah.
third one?
That was
Dude,
with
I thought
Clubber
that was
Lang.
the best thing ever when I heard it.
What's
Oh,
your
man.
prediction
In the
for the
movies.
Fight Clubber? Pain.
Dude, I'd still listen to Eye of the Tiger when I want to get fired up for something.
I
Like, that
actually-
It's the best, man. The
still
absolute
holds up.
I actually prefer Hearts on Fire.
Hearts on Fire's got the better montage too, when he's
Yeah.
like running up the mountain and Drago's training, getting juiced up.
Man.
I don't
Man
know,
versus
bro.
machine.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Eye of the Tiger is
Eye
a
of-
better song. I'm sorry.
Eye of the Tiger is an experience, bro.
Yeah, it's the
I never
popular
listened to
choice.
that lower than 10.
That's like people choosing, Tommy Wiseau over Neil Breen. They just don't know. But
I would choose anything over Neil Breen.
but no, damn it, what is that about Rocky? Did you ever see that ESPN 30 for 30 that they did? I think it was Funny or Die that did it, where they talked about how Rocky was responsible for ending the Cold War because of his speach.
If you can change and eyes can change, maybe we all can change.
Yeah. And it is great. They did another one for the Angels in the Outfield where they were trying to explain how they're like, we just don't know how this was possible in a baseball field.
It's nice when you go back and watch that movie and see that Matthew McConaughey was the idiot outfielder who was like, I don't know how I caught it.
Yeah. The dude with all the teeth, like every teeth possible from Justified, he was in Major League Back to the Minors.
Timothy Oliphant?
Yep. No, the one with all the teeth.
Oh,
he has a weird name. He's real Southern.
He was also in
Bad Santa.
What is this?
No, not Bad Santa. Sorry, the one with Mel Gibson.
Billy Bob.
No, it's he's got like a weird name.
Yeah, like it doesn't match his accent. He was in that Christmas movie with Mel Gibson, where Mel Gibson was Santa in.
Mel Gibson was Santa in a movie?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Fat Man. I remember that.
Fat
one.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah. That was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins.
That guy. Yeah, he was Major League.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Major League Back to the Minors, was that the one that he was in?
Yeah, that was the one they replaced Tom Bellinger with the Quantum Leap guy.
It wasn't as bad as when in Major League 2 they replaced Wesley Snipes with Omar Epps.
Oh, poor Omar.
Pretended nobody would notice that one. Like, what is wrong with you?
Poor Omar.
Omar, I mean, he was much better in the program.
He was much better in Too Deep. LL Cool J putting a pool cube where it's not supposed to go.
What happened? Is Omar Epps like? What's the last thing I remember he was in was House? Has he done anything?
The last thing I saw him on was Talking Cowboys on the Dallas Cowboys Network. He's a huge Dallas Cowboys fan.
I'm sorry for him because they suck.
You son of a bitch. We're not doing this.
What's Dax's sleep number for the game from game one this season? So he's not going to put up any numbers.
Hey, was anyone in the chat alive the last time the Dallas Cowboys won a Super Bowl?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Reference.
I don't remember the specific game, but I remember that there was a cake.
It was wasn't it during 1996 when the Olympics you don't remember happened?
No. Wait, it was 95. Oh, wait, it was 95, 96 season?
Yeah.
Are you Googling it? Because that's cheating.
No, I'm not. I was just trying to remember it. I remember going to I was real young, but I remember going to the Super Bowl parties, and I remember a cake that was half Buffalo Bills, half Dallas Cowboys something. But that is literally
Bills
all
were
I
the
remember.
Gift that kept on giving to the NFC East. I mean, the Giants, the Redskins, and the Cowboys twice all beat them in succession.
Yeah. Didn't they lose this? Listen, I don't know what Jim Kelly did, but there's no one God hates more than that man. He has been through so much.
And he made his kid was like had the random illness, like he lost.
He has cancer. His wife had cancer. He lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. But I'll give him this on the real though. For him to have any type of positive outlook, or you know what I mean, is crazy. For him to take that weight of all of that. I know it's just a game, but that shit will weigh on you because everyone is relying upon on you, both the team, the organization, everything. But then with your personal life and everything that happened, then for you not only to, be cool and stay living, but also to try to reach out and help people that are going through similar things that you did. That's very admirable.
I mean, he was part of the greatest quarterback class ever drafted. Like the 84 quarterback class is ridiculous.
No, Troy Aikman wasn't drafted in 84, so how could it be the best?
I'm talking about Jim Kelly.
No, I know, but you said the greatest quarterback class if Troy Aikman wasn't in there. I'm saying Troy
Yeah.
Aikman is a better quarterback than any of those people in '84.
Dan Marino,
Yep.
better than Dan Marino.
Yeah. Rings. Let's count them.
Ace Ventura, come on, best performance.
Damn, I forgot about that.
Laces out, Dan. Laces
This is
out.
out.
That's another time when we used to remember that trans people were hilarious to laugh at.
Okay, that's something to say. Who did it better, Brett Favre or
In Something About Mary.
or Dan? Well, I guess Brett didn't have that big of a role though.
Brett Favre.
Yeah.
This is the Brett you're talking about?
I came back for you, Mary. Let's go to dinner. I'm Brett Favre. Want to see my penis? I'll text it to you.
I mean, I would be mad too, because like, how you gonna compete with like prime Brett Favre? It's like there's nothing you can bring to the table at that point.
How many rings?
Yeah,
I like the subtle reference to his Jets playing days with the texting, so that was good.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you're a really hot reporter. Let me get your contact information.
Yeah, I'll give you an exclusive look at this dick.
She's like, that was while he was the spokesman for Wrangler jeans too.
Yeah.
So that was really,
He was wrangling something, all right.
it was real comfortable jeans, huh?
Yeah, he had them around his ankles when he took that pic. Anyway,
I feel it's like when chat's not sports fans apparently don't remember that.
I don't care. We did all the topics. Like I said, this is when we get to talk about whatever we want to. Mark, what's up, man? Who's your team?
I don't have one. That's why I'm quiet. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro. But I'll tell you though, I was going through the DM here, the 10 major movie franchises. I don't know if you wanted to touch on that.
Yeah, we can do that.
That it was dropped in there, 10 major movie franchises with only one great movie.
Oh, really?
Alien.
Yeah, you didn't see that?
In the
somebody dropped
DM.
it.
I got it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to pull it up?
Yes, please.
All right. Give me a sec.
Last thing about sports, I'll say this. With the defense that is being built right now on the Cowboys, Micah Parsons is on another level. He is scary. And I think with Brandon Cooks and Kellen Morgan, the offense is still going to be the same as it has been for the past 6 years or whatever. It's going to be no. What the fuck, dude? They're in the top 10 of the offensive categories.
Yeah,
Why are we spending all this time talking about the Cowboys? We all know
Because
they're
I'm
going to
waiting
get bounced by the 49ers again, like they do every other year.
It's really easy to put up stats in garbage time in games that don't mean anything. That's
right. Because you go 12-3 or 12-4 or whatever. Anyway,
they're going to be the 6th seed because the Eagles are going to win the division. Then they're going to go to San Francisco and lose again. Rinse and repeat.
Dude, the Eagles will not make the playoffs. They lost in the Super Bowl, bro. It was statistically and in the past, it means that they are the least. They're so unlikely to be.
I'm a Giants fan, and they're
literally just listening to Cope at this point.
They are going to trounce the East, and I'm a Giants fan saying that.
You're out. You're out.
Nobody in the East is going to compete with the Eagles.
You're crazy, bro. You're underestimating Dallas to a troll level. You guys are Stephen A. Smithing this shit. Just the Stephen A. Smith.
That's hurtful. That's hurtful. No, the Dallas.
You know what kills me about all of this though? How much do tickets cost to watch NFL games these days?
I know the Raiders have like the most expensive ticket in the league right now. Their average ticket price is like $400.
Yeah, but the ticket includes a 3-game parlay, and if you hit, you get your money back.
Oh,
like that's the offensive shit to me. You know what I mean? Like they would.
Oh yeah,
how
you have to like pretty much save like what was it, like 2 months worth of payroll in order to go to an NFL game.
All right, we can move on. I was waiting on Tina to share it.
I didn't want to interrupt you guys, but yeah, it's a screen article. I can't pull it up, so I put the link in the.
That's fine. Yeah. Continue with this. All right. So we'll move on before we get out of here. 10 major movies with only great.
Oh, I'm glad The Matrix is in there because that is number one. They only had one good movie.
Oh, I don't know about this shit.
Wait, what is this now? The top.
The Hangover was the only one of the trilogy that was any good.
They just should have stopped with one. They only had one real justified hit.
Yeah.
The
Maybe
second
looking at
one
it from box office.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. The second one made me laugh when I went and saw it. So,
well, look, I liked it too, but the third one was legit good. Let's see what they qualify. I didn't look at the qualifications here. Some of the biggest movies. Let's see here.
So they're just going franchises.
Here are the 10 major movie franchises that all have one great movie, but also have several other installments that pale. So yeah, there's not box office is what they consider the best. I never liked Saw. I've never seen.
They're doing another one that's
I
coming
know.
out this
Chris
October.
Rock gonna be in it?
Is it going to be? Yeah, is it going to be a sequel to the Chris Rock reboot or just another?
No, they're bringing back the old white guy
Oh,
again.
bullshit
Still
on
hasn't
this
died
one.
of cancer.
American Pie 2 was hilarious.
In that time, I tried to rewatch one of them and I was like, oh boy, this does not hold up. Not like I
Okay,
was
I'm back.
offended.
We're on a good topic. What's up?
Not like I was offended by what the jokes were or whatever. It was just cringe.
No,
kind of
American Pie
lazy.
2 was still hilarious. It was
Right. What about the wedding one?
the
Moving on.
reunion one I thought was better than the wedding one.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I've only seen the first one. Yeah, I thought it was good. I haven't seen any of the other ones.
I thought the first
You don't
two
have
were
to.
okay. It fell off after the second one.
Definitely.
I was like, I get it.
Curse of
They're
the
on
Black
bullshit.
Pearl really is the only great one out of it.
No,
By
this
the
is
third
saying.
one, he looked bored.
Oh wait, hold on. Wait, The Hangover. So is it? I didn't know that. So both agree that the sequel was not as good. This led to okay. So that one, the first song, okay, and then this one they're saying that it's the first American because it throws me off because you guys are talking about the Black Pearl or some shit, but I thought by the title it would be the first one they're talking about.
That is the first one.
Oh, the Curse of the Black Pearls. I thought it was just Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny
No,
Depp.
it was
Well, it's
Pirates
kind of like what they did with Star Wars. You know, A New Hope needed a name after all the other movies came out.
Oh, so originally when it came out, it was just Pirates of the Caribbean. They
Yes, sir.
retconned it to the Curse of the
I'm
Black
trying
Pearl.
to think back to when I was working at the theater, and I thought it was Curse of the Black Pearl from the beginning. But
That's what threw me off.
I can't remember now. It's been.
Do you think they included the reboot because that could make a run?
Well, I really
Well,
like
the second
Josh
one
Brolin
was trash.
Yeah.
I like Josh
Men in
Brolin
Black
as well.
fell off hard when they started making
Yeah.
sequels.
Yeah, the second Men in Black was
Cartoon.
awful. The third one was decent, but they were both way too old at that point to keep doing that film.
Do you remember when North Korea hacked into Sony or whatever, and it was revealed that they were working on a 21 Jump Street Men in Black crossover, and it got canceled because of the leak? I hate North Korea so much for that specific thing and nothing else.
Do you know we got the Spider-Man in the MCU because of that same leak?
That actually worked out. I think Andrew Garfield was an amazing
It was
Spider-Man. but-
because when the Sony guys in Japan saw that what's her name, the one who was running the studio, the producer had said no to that. They were like, "What the fuck are you doing? Put Spider-Man in the MCU." They're like, "Make this deal. What you're on crack." Yeah, The Matrix was one movie, and because here's why: the Wachowski sisters, brothers, whatever they are,
siblings.
They did not have a plan. There was no greater meaning. Everyone talks about how deep The Matrix is. If you go back and watch the first one, it was a fun, great movie, but all of the references they're putting in are not coherent. They're just using biblical words left and right that don't have any coherent messaging.
And then when it hit big, they're like, "Oh yeah, we have 2 more we can put out there for you." Same thing with John Wick. John Wick hit, and they're like, "You know what? We have a couple more planned." You know what I mean? You see it all the time.
We'll have them kill another dog.
The brother sisters it things, they may be completely mentally deranged, but I do have to give them a little bit of respect with that last Matrix movie, because they pretty much just straight up told everyone in the film, look, Warner Bros. Is basically forcing us to do this, so if we're gonna do this with no choice, then we're just gonna destroy our own property. So on that
And
level,
they
I kind of
did.
have to respect them.
I was so worried when you started that you were gonna say you enjoyed that movie. I was gonna flip the fuck out. Like,
No,
that's the
I
movie you
enjoyed the
enjoyed?
fact that they straight up told everyone, look, we're
Yeah.
only being forced to do this because the studio are making us do this, so we're going to destroy our own property. Like, screw you guys.
Yeah, I was
just can't
relieved.
believe they got to make the Matrix movie after they had done what was the one with Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly,
I don't know. Speed Racer wasn't that bad.
Bound or whatever. Like that was the movie right before it. And
I liked the video game too. It was a garbage game, but it was fun. And
The Matrix Revolutions did have a great car chase scene. I did like that. The highway scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
was that
with the twins.
Reloaded or Revolution?
Does anyone remember the
That was Reloaded. That
That was
one
Reloaded.
was Reloaded.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Does anyone remember the PS2 exclusive game that came out with those movies that year?
Jesus.
The one
That
with
we
Jada
had to
Pinkett
play.
Smith?
Yeah, they had to play to get the backstory for her and Ghost or whatever.
No, that was
Yeah.
Enter the Matrix.
As
And-
though anyone wanted that backstory.
Hold on, Enter the Matrix though that was on multiple platforms because I had it on Xbox, and that was the one where they had the cutscenes with Ward Jones Jr. Top
That's
10
right.
greatest
Roy
boxer of
Jones
all time.
Jr. was one of the captains. That's right.
Yeah, and Will Smith's husband, and
You get her name out your damn mouth, man.
I didn't even put it in there.
That's
Anyway,
Will's problem too.
Yeah, I played Enter the Matrix. I thought it was a fun game.
Oh,
but
come
not-
on, that was a good one.
I didn't hear it.
I said that Will didn't even put it in there either.
Oh God, Jaws. Oh, man, this pisses me off.
Wow.
Jaws 3D was so much fun.
I
No,
mean,
nobody-
what about Jaws 4 with Michael Caine in the Caribbean?
Oh wait, doesn't that have what's his name in it from Solo? The original Solo, not the Star Wars one. What's his name? His dad was Mario Van Peebles.
Yeah, it
Mario
was-
Van Peebles.
yeah, he was in it. He was Jake in that movie.
Yeah, he also played Malcolm X in the Ali movie.
All I care
Dude,
about that he was the
liked
best New Jack
Jaws
cop
sequels.
to take down New Jack criminals.
I thought-
I liked the Jaws sequels. I thought they were good. I thought it was funny that
Yeah.
the shark just kept getting bigger. I enjoyed it.
I thought Orca did a nice job of kind of replicating that.
Oh my god, Orca's messed up, man. When they flash to the
Oh my
whale
God.
eye and it's like staring at you, all upset when they do the when it kills the mate and it was pregnant and it was like,
Yeah, and the baby just falls onto the deck of the boat. Whoa.
And they got who like a was it who was the legit actor that was in Orca? It was like not Peter O'Toole, the one who
I
played
can't-
Dumbledore. The first Dumbledore was like it was like we got an Oscar-winning actor to really drive home how crazy this. Man.
I've never seen a
bad Jason movie.
no, sorry, I've never seen the Harry Potter bullshit. All right, listen, as everybody knows, Jason Voorhees is a friend of the channel, so I do have to say that I do not agree with this. In fact, even Jason said that his favorite was Jason X. It also had his favorite kill in it as well, but I don't know how I get why they're saying Friday the 13th was the best, I guess technically movie wise, but it didn't even have Jason, so I feel like it shouldn't even count.
That's right,
That's
because
the
his
point they're
mom
probably
was
trying to
the
make.
killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Lord forbid the killer be a
I mean,
bro.
I don't even want to be around Jason when he finds out that they're saying the one where his mom was the killer was the only good one.
Right? Hopefully we don't have a Friday 13th. That's usually when he pops up on the channel.
I know there's one being edited for years waiting for another.
I thought that one was already released, was it not?
Nope.
Oh well. Too late now.
This is a lie right here because First Blood was great and First Blood Part 2 was great.
Wait, which one did he have the arrows that had a ticking sound and then exploded?
That was Rambo First Blood Part 2.
That was awesome. And he explained what it means to be
An American.
No, to be not expendable. What did he say?
It means that you don't matter.
It means like you get invited to a party and then you get there but nobody cares. That's what it means.
Have you guys seen the last Rambo
Yeah.
movie? They
Yeah.
did, where he rips out the guy's heart with a knife.
And he builds like the tunnels to kill all the cartel people.
Well, no,
Yeah.
that's not why he
Well-
built the tunnels, but he did utilize them for that. The
Well,
tunnels were already built.
And what was great is the Rambo First Blood Part 2 also gave us from Grand Theft Auto Vice City one of the great spoofs, which was the Exploder movie ads. And it was when they're like, they had like the person like, Rambo, am I going to be a good American? And then bam, gets shot.
All right. And this is the list.
Mummy
Yeah,
2
this
is
was
a
a pretty
yeah.
weak list.
This is a
I thought
weak-
the Mummy
Yeah.
was pretty good. The Mummy 2 was pretty good. The Mummy 3 was
The Mummy 2
Awesome.
had that
That's when we got the
terrible
Rock.
CGI rock though at the end. That was like some of the worst CGI that's ever
Yeah.
been.
Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah.
Although it was a really good movie because it showed you how much women really appreciate when the one girl just ran away from the mummy guy. He was just like, peace out. He's like, what? I thought you loved me. No, I'm good. It's honest. It's true.
All right. Well, that did it. I did what I had to do to get through it. Thank you, everybody. In Jaws 4 was bad. What? Oh, I don't know if that possible Orca movie. Oh, dude. Yeah. We may put that on the list to watch. Orca was it's
That
it's
would be
different.
epic. I haven't seen that since I was like 5.
What? Your parents let you watch that as I hope everybody heard when I said when they killed the whale and the baby that was in the whale's stomach fell
Actually, I
on
lied.
the
It came out in 1977, so I was 6.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I take back what I was just saying.
That's
Good parroting.
good.
Perfectly fine for a 6-year-old. 5-year-old,
Yeah.
not so much.
Oh, you're a
Tina,
terrible
I was
parent.
really
No,
worried.
she was 6. Oh God, that's better.
Yeah,
That's
Tina, I was
fine.
really worried. I was like, oh no, she was 5. And alrighty, you guys got anything coming up you want to talk about?
Monday, we're talking about AI and central bank digital currencies on our podcast. Tuesday, we got the Barroom episode 60. And then Friday, we're talking about Gal Gadot's new Netflix movie. So that's everything I got on Society Reviews.
What's her new Netflix movie?
It's called Heart of Stone. It's supposed to be a female-led action film done right. So we'll debate whether that's actually done right or not.
It feels as though you don't even have to say that because it's a Netflix movie. They're all action female-led movies.
Yeah, we actually reported that like a few months back. Like 65% of all new Netflix movies are basically a female-led at this point. So yeah,
I feel like Netflix is like Dark Horse Comics, where they're like manga is 1% of our prints, but it's 65% of our sales. With Netflix, it's like Korean television is like 1% of our content, but it's like 60% of what people are watching.
yeah, because Netflix's original content is absolute dog water, garbage. But I mean, the Korean stuff is actually pretty solid. So there's that.
It's almost like the Netflix is like, you know what? I think we've been successful enough. It's time to start going the other direction.
Yeah, let's emulate Disney Plus.
Ugh, anyway.
Except
But
for
they
they
give other
clone
people-
Tyrone.
Yeah, Mark, I'm with Mark. Make sure that you they clone Tyrone a
Now,
shot.
if I watch this movie and I come back here next week and it sucks,
No,
I'm yelling
look,
at both
Jacob,
of you guys.
when I say it's great, you're going to love it. I'm not talking to you because I know I've never heard you say anything positive about a movie other than the Matrix fucking resolution or whatever the last one was.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
you have to give allowances to contrarians. You know what I mean? When you say a
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
is great, there's somebody out there that's always going to be like, "Oh yeah, oh fucking yeah."
Well,
You know,
was it-
watch
it
it.
was-
Well, I also
You know-
review like 100-something movies out of the year, and then you
You
guys
remember,
just watch Netflix.
was it the movie The End when they have Jay Burkhall, whatever, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Are you that like contrarian guy who says that everything that is universally beloved sucks? Like, what do you think of Forrest Gump?" And he's like, "Well, I thought it sucked." And he's like, "Oh, you piece of shit!" Like, of course you're gonna say that.
I can actually see his point
Yeah.
there. It was a little. Anyway,
And he was terrible, but Forrest Gump was good.
Chad, you got anything? You got anything?
I mean, the Ascendant Art podcast. It's on
Yeah, that was fun
YouTube.
Friday. We
Simulcast.
Yeah.
On we had 4 concurrent channels going
Yeah.
at once.
It was yours, mine, Brahma's, and Culture
Cult-
Casinos.
And then Mad decided he was trying to end Culture's monetization as quickly as he
All
could.
I did, because he likes to keep it clean, so I had to interpret for the people in my chat because they didn't know what he said. So I just had to break it down so they could understand.
Mad was like, "I'm going to take that Love Hotel story softball and just knock it out of the park."
Slender, you got anything?
I mean, I got the same things little Chad's got.
Oh, fuck, dude, I
I've
guess-
got it on good authority that in the very near future, there's going to be a What the Flick with Neil Breen.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh, I
See,
noticed
that's
that
the way to
you
get down.
you oppose evil Saturn cubes, so that's
Yeah, I
do
just saw that
oppose
now too.
Evil Saturn cubes.
I hope
yes.
you two are ready because after this, we're watching Twisted Pair. I think it's
Is that going to be this weekend too?
Yeah, bro, because I'm going to the screening or whatever on Tuesday. I got to get these things done.
Well, hopefully a PS5 giveaway doesn't happen while you're out and about, because that would be
Neil Breen. If he promises a PS, he's like, "I promise to do a PS2 giveaway."
Yeah,
is
well,
what he-
look, man. In New
No,
York,
that's gonna be even more people.
He's like the slim. I'm going to give away the slim model PS2 slims.
Look,
Just don't do the giveaway in a place where people are all freaking crazy.
Listen.
and you'll be fine.
he could have done a Game Boy Color giveaway. You remember the when it first came in?
Oh, the atomic purple.
Yeah. He could have been giving that away, and it's in New York. They're like, hey, we got a new reason to riot. Let's do this.
He could have been giving away the virtual boy.
Yeah,
and
you
people would
Oh,
have-
yeah.
probably could have done that in Buffalo, and it would have been fine.
Well,
Man.
teenagers are doing that in Chicago on the weekends.
Giving away
and they're
virtual
not giving
boys?
anything away.
Yeah. It's like I'm giving away the arcade version of Bucky O'Hare, and they still would have rioted.
Dude, teenagers in Chicago have been doing that since time immemorium.
Yeah,
so-
except now they're hitting the Miracle Mile, whatever
Yes,
the
yes.
place that's supposed to be the safe shopping zone is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Mad
Well,
Mile,
it's
the
gonna keep
magnificent.
spreading.
the Magnificent
Magnificent
Mile,
Mile,
whatever.
yeah.
it's-
Oh, good one, Soul.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
I'll-
Chicago also, then they just passed the whole no cash bail thing. So, I mean, they're pretty much destined to be.
So they're
even
headed
worse
in the
than it
right
already is.
direction.
Well, yeah,
Tina,
and now was it just they said that undocumented immigrants can be police officers?
well,
Mhm.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
but they
over.
do have to have the work visa, though. They can't just do it regardless. They have to.
Oh,
have
well,
it.
that makes it better.
Well, I'm just
No,
saying.
it's not,
I
it's
wanted
not-
to be clear for everyone, though, if we're going to talk about it.
And it's not undocumented Americans, right? You don't have to be a U.S. citizen to be a police officer.
Right.
in
Yes.
Chicago
Yeah.
now.
You would have to have a work
would have
visa,
to
which
be a
means you
resident
are
alien.
documented and you did go through the right channels to be in America. Right. So it's a little bit different than, you know, people just crossing the border and handing their new iPhone badge and, you know, handcuffs.
Screw
little
your
bit.
freedom.
But Tina, you got anything?
Chicago police- yes, actually, check me out tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern on Vinny Art's channel for the Sunday Roundtable. And then we're back doing the Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire type stuff on Monday nights with Scott. I don't know if we'll do it this week because he is under the weather, but start looking for that. It's been renamed A Spork of Ice and Fire. So come
No, that's
check us
actually a good
out.
idea. Who came up with a grant?
Not sure.
Anyway, let's see. I think it was as far as me. I'll have a couple of what the flicks coming out. It's basically movies with Mad with a more inclusive title, and I have a Mission Impossible video that I was gonna put out, but I never went back and finished the visuals. Like the parts are labeled wrong or whatever. But I may just put it out anyways. I don't give a shit. Other than that. That's check out my the interview that I had. How do you say that you were interviewed? You know what I
You
mean? Like
were
check
the
out my
interviewer.
interview with Carrie Smith, but that sounds like
Carrie's
I
inter-
interviewed her.
Check
I
out.
was
Carrie
interviewed by Carrie Smith. Come check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interviewed by Carrie Smith. That works.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
Check it out. When I was the interviewee on Carrie Smith's channel. See,
I was
that
a
worked.
guest.
You're overthinking it, man.
You're overthinking it. We're ending this. Anyway, yep. If you're not
Good
being
night,
deemed out, you're being deemed down. If you can't be savory, be delicious.
The best Scott streams, the stream without
Does
Scott.
he even have an ending?
Goodbye.
Here, I'll play my other theme song since we're doing theme songs tonight.
Yeah, his name is Marquis Mo. He is running the Mud Dump Show, teaching the
Oh, did you see Mark looking me up and down? Nah, North Carolina. We all know what he was doing. Wanting some milk and cookies. That's a
Oh shit.
bird. Yeah. All right.